and NC-96 in the Flowers Plantation area. The outage was caused by damage to power lines, but Duke Energy did not clarify as to what the damage was. You're listening to NCN News.
For North Carolina high school seniors, the countdown to college is on. And at CFNC, we've got all the resources and information needed to get you on campus next year. Take College Application Week, for example. Did you know you can apply for free at many North Carolina colleges from October 20th through October 26th? Sure can. Don't miss the opportunity to save some money applying to college. And for more help, visit cfnc.org/C2C.
As the health director in Haywood County and a nurse here in North Carolina, I can tell you that the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline saves lives.
No matter your struggle, you are not alone. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is free, private, and always available.
988 Lifeline counselors are ready 24/7 to speak with you, help you cope, and get you connected to the support that is right for you.
988, the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
On The Daily Show, Jon Stewart, who usually hosts on Mondays, made a special appearance on Thursday night's episode. It was one day after ABC's decision to take Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air indefinitely over Jimmy's controversial remarks about Charlie Kirk. During his monologue, Jon didn't address the controversy directly, but instead sarcastically praised President Trump throughout.
If you felt a little off these past couple of days, it's probably because our great father has not been home. For father has been gracing England with his legendary warmth and radiance.
Families in Edgecombe County will see safety changes at Friday night football games following a shooting at last week's Southwest Edgecombe game that hurt two teenagers. The Edgecombe County Sheriff's Office Captain Brian Corey says they will be doubling deputy presence for Friday night games starting tonight. He also promises families that the changes will be permanent. Staffers at PBS North Carolina are getting layoff notices as the public broadcaster starts to feel the impact of major federal budget rollbacks. In a July interview, PBS North Carolina CEO David Crabtree says there are many things the system provides which don't have a high profile, including communications during severe weather events such as Helene.
The three counties impacted most directly and most intensely never lost communication with each other in emergency management because of the infrastructure we provide. And the General Assembly is very aware of that.
Sarah McLachlan has a new album coming out. It arrives ahead of a tour and a new documentary on the super influential all-women music festival Lilith Fair that she founded in the 90s. McLachlan says the legacy of Lilith Fair is that it helped dispel sexist notions in the music industry. Alyssa Vale, NCN News.
Good Friday morning. We start your day with mostly clear skies and temperatures in the mid-60s. This afternoon, we'll see plenty of sunshine, and highs will reach to around 90 degrees, so it'll be even warmer than yesterday. Mostly clear overnight with temperatures in the mid-60s by Saturday morning. With high pressure still in place, it'll be mostly sunny for your Saturday. Highs in the mid to upper 80s. A weak backdoor cold front will bring slightly cooler temperatures by Sunday in the low to mid-80s with more sunshine. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
Right now, here in the Sand Hills area, we have, clear sky, 69 degrees, humidity 94%, dew point at 67, winds calm, and pressure at 30.07. It's 7:15 straight up. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Friday morning. More than 1,100 area residents participated in this year's Walk to End Alzheimer's. Moore County in the fight to end Alzheimer's disease. With a fundraising goal of $200,000, participants helped surpass that goal, raising more than $235,000 to fund Alzheimer's care, support, and research programs of the Alzheimer's Association. This is a record for the Moore County Walk. Edward Jones, Region 355, is the current top fundraising team for this year's Walk to End Alzheimer's, raising more than $22,400. The other top fundraising teams include St. Joseph's of the Pines at $16,600 and Pinehurst Resort Club at $11,800. Even though it has surpassed its goal, the association is keeping up the momentum and continuing to raise critical funds and awareness by the end of the year. Walk Day may have passed, but donations are still being accepted through December 1st at act.alz.org/Moore County. And the O'Neill School proudly inducted 16 students into the prestigious International Thespian Honor Society during a ceremony held this past Thursday. Founded in 1929 in Fairmont, West Virginia, the society promotes excellence in theater arts in secondary schools and now boasts over 2.2 million members worldwide. The event celebrated both new and returning thespians who have demonstrated dedication and creativity and leadership in the performing arts. During the ceremony, select speakers reflected on the growth of O'Neill's theater program from a small group of passionate performers to a vibrant community that supports multiple productions and festivals participation. Inductees are encouraged to embrace their creativity and find inspiration in the supportive environment that O'Neill Theater offers. That's your latest Sandhills news this morning from the Sandhills Sentinel. And, of course, if you need more information, just go to sandhillssentinel.com. It is 7:17. Sports is next, right here on WEEB.
Stay in the game with the Clark Chevrolet Cadillac Sports Report. Family owned and operated for over half a century, they do it all. Sales, service, parts, collision repair, and they never charge a dock fee. Nestled in the heart of Pinehurst, Clark Chevrolet Cadillac, fueling your passion for sports.
NCN Sports, I'm Tony Bixby. The Carolina Hurricanes training camp got underway yesterday with Coach Rod Brindamore saying there's a sense of familiarity.
But it's every year it takes on a new life. Like whatever you've done in the last year, and you're like everybody's starting in the exact same spot.
Josh Allen threw 3 touchdown passes, and the Buffalo Bills beat the Miami Dolphins 31-21 last night. Bills coach Sean McDermott.
The mental toughness of our football team is on display.
Chase Jenkins threw for a touchdown, ran for another. Rice beat Charlotte 28-17 in the American Conference opener for both teams. 49ers coach Tim Albin says the Rice style of play made a difference.
I would suspect there will be probably, 3 to 4 less possessions total in the game, just in how we operate and, and how they operate.
Trey Morgan scored on an error in the 7th inning to award the Durham Bulls a 3-2 win over the Charlotte Knights at Truist Field Thursday night. The Bulls, who remain unbeaten in Charlotte in 6 games this season. Clayton Kershaw is hanging it up.
3-time Cy Young Award winner Clayton Kershaw will retire at the end of this season, the Los Angeles Dodgers announced Thursday. The 37-year-old left-hander who got his 3,000th strikeout in July will make his final regular season start at Dodger Stadium on Friday night against the San Francisco Giants.
I told my teammates, individual awards are great, but if you don't have anybody to celebrate with, it's just, it doesn't matter.
The 11-time All-Star and 2014 NL MVP is in his 18th Major League season, all with the Dodgers, which ties him with Zach Wheat and Bill Russell for the most years in franchise history. Kershaw won World Series championships in 2020 and 2024. I'm Geffen Coolbaugh.
And you're listening to NCN Sports.
We had to exit the home pretty quickly because of how quickly the water came in. It was just really vital to me whenever all the public service announcements were going out, that we needed to get our water tested.
We need to, get in the field and start helping people disinfect their water supplies.
It's really critical to their health to be able to have that safe drinking water.
They were reaching out to me to make sure that I knew that there were resources available.
NC Public Health, everywhere, every day, everyone.
Did you know Atlantic hurricane season runs through November? From gathering necessary supplies to planning an evacuation route, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. And if a storm damages our electric system, local public power providers are ready to respond and restore power quickly and safely. As a public power customer, you benefit from having an electricity provider that restores power faster than other providers do. Visit electricities.com for storm preparation tips and resources.
In Major League Baseball, on Thursday, the New York Yankees shutting out the Baltimore Orioles 7-0. Guardians handed the Tigers another loss, 3-1. Tampa Bay Rays shut out the Blue Jays 4-0. Athletics winners over the Red Sox 5-3. Mariners with a 2-0 shutout of the Kansas City Royals. Milwaukee Brewers beating the LA Angels 5-2. Mets winners over the Padres with a 6-1 victory. Miami Marlins 9-7 over the Colorado Rockies. The Reds shutting out the Cubs 1-0. Dodgers winners over the San Francisco Giants 2-1 was the final. In the WNBA playoffs last night, Indiana 87-85 over Atlanta, and Las Vegas recording a 74-73 win over Seattle. Tony Rixby, NCN Sports.
Sometimes you just want to say, this radio show is going to be great. A warm, cozy way to renounce your ties to humanity. 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB. We've got you by the ears.
JB Short Carpet One is your locally owned Benjamin Moore paint retailer. Come in today and discover the quality and durability of Benjamin Moore paint in a variety of sheens and thousands of colors. At JB Short, you'll get one-on-one expert advice for contractors and homeowners alike. No matter how big or small the job is, trust Benjamin Moore paint and your local Benjamin Moore retailer. JB Short Carpet One. JB Short Carpet One, Highway 1 North between Southern Pines and Vass, or on the web at shortcarpet1.com.
I'm Ella. And I'm Eva. We and everyone in our family are patients at Sandhills Weekend Dental. We love going to the dentist, especially to get our teeth cleaned. The hygienist told our brother Ashton he needs to brush his teeth really well every day to get rid of the poop that the sugar bugs leave behind, or else he will get cavities, and he doesn't want that. We feel everyone should go to Sandhills Weekend Dental and eat, kiss, and smile better, except we don't kiss.
Make your appointment today. Call Sandhills Weekend Dental at 687-4423.
Beaver Equipment in Aberdeen is under new ownership, but you'll still find the same great products like Walker Mowers and Echo Power Equipment, and the same outstanding service for all your outdoor power equipment needs, no matter the brand. We're Joel and Kayla Cagle, try to continue the tradition of quality and care you've come to expect from Beaver Equipment. So stop by and see us, open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, at 2833 East Indiana Avenue, at the intersection of Highway 211 near Coldcraft. Or call us at 910-944-0402.
People deserve to live where they love as they age. I'm Robert Bonneville, and I own Griswold Care Parenting of Pinehurst. Griswold is dedicated to helping you live independently in the comfort of your own home. Griswold is about people. Our caregivers are personalized matches, ensuring your loved ones receive the care they deserve. For personal care, homemaking, live-in, or companion services, call me, Robert Bonneville, at Griswold Care Parenting of Pinehurst, 910-420-2360, or go online to griswoldcare.com/Pinehurst.
When trying to add the perfect window treatment becomes overwhelming, contact the professionals at Comfort Made Blinds. With quality brands like Graver and their expert advice, measuring, installation, and their warranties, all you need to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy your new window treatments. To get your Graver products and others, schedule your free measurement by calling Comfort Made Blinds at 910-692-5500 or visit the showroom at 195 Pinehurst Avenue next to Main Street Glass in Southern Pines. Mention this ad and take 10% off your next purchase.
In real estate, just like in golf, local knowledge is important. So get on board with the team that sells more. Hi, this is Angie McHugh with Sandhill Realty. Our team of agents have over 100 years of combined real estate experience right here in Moore County. We have local knowledge. So check out our listings at WeSellMore.com or call me, Angie McHugh, at 910-315-6280. At Sandhill Realty, we know more, we love more, and we sell more.
Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services is proud to announce they are now a certified sport coating installer. If your tennis or pickleball court has cracks, fading lines, or slippery surfaces and has seen better days, let them refinish it with a new durable playing surface that will weather the test of time. With over 30 years of experience, call Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services for a free estimate at 910-673-1318. That's 910-673-1318.
Pride Plumbing is proud to serve Moore County with superior workmanship and dependable plumbing service, including 24/7 emergency service. Like the name says, we take pride in our work and your safety. Our employees must pass background and drug tests and share Pride Plumbing's reputation for quality service. From simple leaky faucets to new water heaters and sewer lines, backflow testing and installation, drain cleaning, plumbing repairs, and, if necessary, replacement and remodeling. A family business with over 50 years of prideful service. Go online to callprideplumbing.com and check out our 5-star customer reviews. We offer a 10% discount to all veterans and active military. Call Pride Plumbing of Moore County at 910-295-0152. 910-295-0152. Serving with pride since 1965.
Hello, Patriots. Each year from September 17th through the 23rd, Americans recognize Constitution Week. Our Constitution is the oldest and shortest of all written constitutions in the world, and the Daughters of the American Revolution Constitution Hall is the only structure in our country dedicated to its memory. The inscription on the building cornerstone reads, Constitution Hall, a memorial to that immortal document, the Constitution of the United States, in which are incorporated the principles of freedom, equality, justice, for which our forefathers strove. On behalf of the Temperance Smith Alston chapter of the DAR in Pinehurst, North Carolina, and in recognition of Constitution Week, let us reflect on those immortal words. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. May God bless America.
With me now is retired Air Force Colonel Andy Orander. Of course, Andy, you had some recent pain. Tell us about that as well as what you decided to do about it.
Yeah, I had some issues with my L5 and S1 joint, walking around like Walter Brennan, in a lot of pain. And I went to a chiropractor. It was Dr. Wright at Pinecone, and she did this thing called pressure wave, and I highly recommend that to everybody.
Was it easier than you thought, or was it a painful experience?
It was non-painful, non-invasive. It's something I never really knew about.
And did it work, and or would you gladly recommend it?
Absolutely, 100% it worked. I'd never heard of it before, and I recommend it to everybody I meet who have any kind of pain, arthritis.
If you're suffering from pain, why not schedule a free, no-obligation appointment with Dr. Sharon Wright at Pinecone Medical Center? Call 910-420-1911 or visit on the web at pineconemedicalcenter.com.
We're proud to be working with our local businesses for the greatest comeback of all time.
Come together.
With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
At Capital Financial, Coach Pete and the team cover the retirement planning process, but also remind you retirement's a new chapter. What are you going to do?
So, strive for something. Have something. I talked to a guy the other day. He has 5 different fantasy baseball teams.
Wow.
He's retired. He's in his 80s. I don't even know how to do it myself. So I'm all jealous. He's talking about 5 different leagues and all this kind of stuff. But he keeps himself active, and he loves doing it, and he plays year-round. Then he goes over to fantasy football, and you name it. Whatever season it in, there he is doing that.
And it's all about what you want to do in retirement with the right plan.
We put together these plans every single day. It's the power of making sure you see a plan in writing. We call it Coach Pete's Power Plan. Puts you in control of your retirement situation. Helps look at some things you might not have thought about before retirement, before it's too late to make changes.
For your no-cost, no-obligation retirement review, 919-415-1716, 919-415-1716, or text COACH to 600-700.
Investment advisory services offered by Capital Financial Advisory Group, a North Carolina registered investment advisor.
Being in control of your retirement, it is something that comes with proper retirement planning. Coach Pete is president and founder of Capital Financial. Coach, I love when you talk about being in control of your retirement.
Yeah, it's such a great feeling when you are in financial, mental, physical control. All works together. It's like that little checklist they go through when you used to watch the rocket ship. They were going checklist, before they launch. Make sure the physical is right. Yeah, the mental. Yeah, financial. Boom. Yeah, takeoff into retirement, and you're done. You don't have anything to worry about.
It's a no-cost, no-obligation comprehensive review to see what your retirement plan can be before launching retirement. Call 919-415-1716, 919-415-1716. 919-415-1716, or you can text COACH to 600-700.
Investment advisory services offered by Capital Financial Advisory Group, a North Carolina registered investment advisor.
After starting the day with temperatures in the mid-60s and mostly clear skies, we'll have lots of sunshine this afternoon. Highs will reach to around 90 degrees. Mid-60s by Saturday morning with mostly clear skies overnight tonight. Then staying mostly sunny throughout the day Saturday with highs in the mid to upper 80s. A weak backdoor cold front will bring slightly cooler temperatures by Sunday. Highs will reach the low to mid-80s. We'll still have plenty of sunshine throughout the day. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Good morning, friends.
Welcome to the show.
Ahoy, matey. It'd be a glorious day.
Why are you talking like that?
It's National Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Talk like a pirate day?
I'm a pirate.
I'm a pirate.
Ahoy, matey.
Yar!
Ahoy, matey.
Happy National Talk Like a Pirate Day, matey.
It's showtime.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams along with the Colonel this morning. Good morning, Colonel Jeff Drummond.
Yeah, hello, Moore County. Still not sure if I'm ready for a good morning yet, but yeah, reading the news here the last week, things seem to be accelerating. Lots of people, lots of our youth ready to take up the torch that Charlie Kirk has let loose of, and yeah, some positive signs out there. Lots of people willing to take his seat. And lots of school systems, colleges, high schools, etc., looking to form groups associated with Charlie Kirk. So that's a good thing. Never call retreat. So carry on.
All right. Don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on our live audio stream and video stream. That's available to you, both of them, from our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com or weeb990.com. Upper right-hand corner of every page has an icon that says On the Air, Listen Live. If you click that, you're listening to our air signal that quick. If you're wanting to watch what goes on in the studio along with the signal, you can watch our video stream. That's on the same page. The home page, right there where it says On the Air. No, it says Watch Live Video and Replays. That's what you want to click on. And that will throw you into the video mode with sound. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills area. Well, could be it's just plain going to be a nice day, but on the warm side. Look for things to be sunny today. Almost 90, 89 officially, our high. Then tonight, clear and 64. Tomorrow, sunshine. We cool off a tad, 87 for a high. Sunday, sunny and 83. Then for Monday, you head back to work, sunshine 84. Tuesday, 88. And Wednesday, slight chance of getting wet with a high of 89. Right now around the Sandhills, winds are calm, pressure 3009, dew point 67, humidity 93%. We have sunshine and 69 degrees here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. All right, Michael Jackson, don't stop till you get enough. It is 7:36 right now here on your Friday morning. Glad you made us a part of your Friday, and hopefully you'll make us a part of your Monday when you get back from the weekend. All righty, sound bites this morning. Unless you have something off the top of your head you want to talk about. No? Okay. Well, it's never good when you're a billionaire showing off your new tech, and it's met with a huge laugh. That's what happened yesterday when Mark Zuckerberg was presenting his new AI-powered glasses that's supposed to be paired with a neutral wristband. Here he was getting laughs at the rate of a good comedian.
WhatsApp video call.
There we go. Uh-oh. That's too bad. I don't know what happened. Okay, there's the actual video call. All right, try it again. I keep on messing this up. Let's go for a fourth. I don't know what to tell you guys. All right, we're gonna have Buzz come out here, and he's gonna need some walk-on music, especially after that.
Well, you know, nothing Mark has ever put out works worth of crap, so it's about time he got a dose of his own medicine of it not working.
Well, what were these supposed to be? AI glasses? What were they?
Yeah, they look like Superman glasses. Like Clark Kent, I should say.
Okay.
Earlier this week, Aldi's had a promotion where they were giving away 1,000 of their big bags with the Aldi logo on it for free on Tuesday at 9 a.m. Apparently, they sold out within minutes, and some fans are not happy. Here is Samantha Joanne talking about getting a bag on her TikTok.
This message is for Aldi and Aldi only. I went online at 9 o'clock this morning to get the Aldi big bag. It didn't get dropped until 9:01. Then I clicked it to add it to my cart. I waited in the cart. It is now 9:18. It continued to tell me that it was 38 minutes and then counted all the way down to 23 minutes. And then it tells me my cart is sold out. Yes, you had 1,000 bags. But I was in there at 9:01. Technically, 9 o'clock. I just wanted a big bag.
Yeah, she has a very traumatic life, doesn't she?
Oh dear, you didn't get your big bag. What's the big bag anyway?
Just a big shopping bag.
Oh, one of those reusable things?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You wanna read up on those things, people, before you start using them.
There's something we need to know.
Yeah, you use it over and over and over again, and it gets pretty much loaded up with all kinds of
disease,
bad things. So yeah, if you don't keep it clean, and they're hard to keep clean because they have seams and thread and things that absorb stuff, and they aren't necessarily healthy items. So pick your poison. A bag that you can put in a recycle bin at the supermarket, or a filthy bag to carry your food around in, especially if you put fresh vegetables and things like that in there. It's nasty.
Well, I put my stuff in those nasty plastic bags.
Well, yeah, you wad them up and you put them back in the recycle thing there. Of course, they probably go in the bin anyway, but or in the landfill, but. They break down pretty quick unless they end up in the ocean. Then they float around, and that's bad. But Yeah, microplastics, filthy, reusable bags. Yeah, take your pick.
Meanwhile, 2 students at Texas Tech didn't have enough to do, so they went viral after they wrote a song about their roommate getting arrested for rushing the field at a football game. Now, probably 2,000 people did, and this is the one that got tackled by police.
Yeah.
Now the students are putting it on Spotify to help pay for their friend's bond and legal fees. If you haven't heard it, here is some of Rush the Jones song.
Well, it was rain delay on a Saturday, and Tech was playing Oregon State when 2 old boys thought they'd give it a run. Well, they jumped down from their stadium seats and felt the turf beneath their feet and flip-flops moving at 100 miles an hour. Well, they got to that old double T, looked up and saw security, about 50 head running like an angry mob. Well, it was a big old human tug-of-war, but security dragged him to the floor and threw him in cuffs, laying on his face. They rushed Jones. They rushed Jones. They rushed Jones. They rushed Jones. Holy good by God, they rushed Jones. They were running from those Lubbock cops, tripping with no shoes and socks, now the face down on the turf inside the Jones.
Okay. Rush the Joneses song.
Well, they're not tolerating that stuff. Well, I don't know that they ever did tolerate it. So, stay off the field. I don't know what the excitement is about running out on the field.
Calling attention to themselves, getting clickbait, stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
2 siblings named Susan and Jeffrey Bergman in Minneapolis have run 4 years of high school cross-country meets together and walked across stage together at graduation. Jeffrey is confined to the wheelchair, and she didn't want him to miss out on stuff. So she ran cross-country in high school for 4 years and brought him along for all the races. Here is Susan and her parents talking about the touching gesture.
It helped me get even closer to my brother.
When Jeffrey was 22 months old, he suffered a sudden cardiac arrest that caused him to go 20 minutes without adequate oxygen.
We were trying to figure out a sport or after-school activity he could participate in with me. He loves running. Hearing everyone screaming and cheering, it gives me a very big adrenaline rush. Mentally, I just push away the pain and focus on him enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Publio says it's highly unlikely that the church will change on sexuality. New York rejected a casino in Times Square. These are just a couple of the upcoming jokes from the late night eunuch boys.
Pope Leo said that it is, quote, highly unlikely that the Catholic Church will change its core doctrine on sexuality. Oh, really? There's not going to be a 180 from the church that just stopped speaking Latin 50 years ago? New York officials rejected a proposal to build a casino in Times Square, so if you want to lose your life savings in Manhattan, you'll just have to rent an apartment. The New York Times ended its kids section this week after 8 years, but don't worry, kids, there's still USA Today. A middle school teacher in Louisiana was arrested recently after a drug-sniffing dog allegedly found cocaine in her bag during a random check. And the saddest part is, she had to work a second job to afford that cocaine.
Yep, his writers didn't produce anything for all the money they got.
Well, we're down to one, right? Fallon's gone. Colbert is
gone.
And
Fallon's still there. It's Colbert and Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel. That's right. I'm sorry, Fallon. Actually, I don't think you ever have him on there, do you, Fallon?
Yeah, he's on here all the time. It's Colbert that's not on because he won't let us use his material. Even though it's a piece of crap.
And then that's why he won't let you use it. He doesn't want anybody to know how bad he is.
Yeah.
And then Kimmel, he's gone. Bye.
Well, bye.
Yeah, too bad. Yeah, and despite all the back and forth, hey, they're silencing his free speech. Nobody silenced his free speech. That's exactly what got him into trouble.
That's right.
And all, what was it? Sinclair and Nexstar, the two big affiliates, said, Psst, "Hey, we're not going to air
200 affiliates.
Yeah, we're not going to air his garbage anymore." So
well, that's good. Okay, they talk about community standards, and that's what a broadcast outlet is supposed to meet, and also to help.
Yeah, and
they don't help it by running it down.
And that's why he got fired. Trump and the rest, they just piled on afterwards. They didn't get him fired.
Well, rumor is that he's still under a contract, but he's looking for a way to get out of it.
Yeah,
because he's so ticked.
Yeah,
like
get the money back, and you can get out of it.
Yeah, $14 million a year.
Yeah, it's just beyond me that these. Well, I guess he's got to hire his right. I don't know how all that works. So yeah, it's $14 million, but yeah, he's got expenses. To be honest, I really don't care. He's gone, and he's not funny. And
hope he stays gone.
See you later.
Well, there's something to think about today. It's National Overthinkers Day. Check it out.
And now, a woman's thoughts about Overthinkers Day.
It's National Overthinkers Day. How can I celebrate? Cake? No, I don't need the extra calories. Ooh, ice cream? It'll probably melt. A glass of wine? By the time I chill the bottle, I won't be in the mood. Sleeping in? I did that yesterday. Besides, too much relaxation will turn me into a dull person. People will stop inviting me to social gatherings. I'll become a hermit. My only contact with the outside world will be an occasional head nod with the mailman until one day I'm found dead. Forget it. National Overthinkers Day is a dumb holiday anyways. I mean, who does that?
And that was a woman's thoughts about Overthinkers Day.
It's also Talk Like a Pirate Day. Arr.
Today's show is brought to you by Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Ah, man, we're in last place.
Oh, sorry. That guy thought it was Talk Like a Pittsburgh Pirate Day.
All right, well, we've told you what the news is, but we have to ask, what about the not headline news?
This is not headline news. Today is Talk Like a Pirate Day. I'll get you started. If you're a late night host, you're about to be fired. Mark Zuckerberg's AI glasses glitched during his demonstration. He came off nervous, awkward, and uncomfortable. Then the glasses glitched. Mario Lopez will host the Daytime Emmy Awards. But that could change now that Jimmy Kimmel is available. Justin Bieber will be paid $10 million to perform at Coachella. He'll finally have enough money to buy clothes. And United Airlines says Newark Airport is working better than ever. This is great news for travelers who want to get out of New Jersey as quick as possible. This is not headline news.
So what are these AI glasses supposed to do anyway?
Oh, it's supposed to act like a computer with your eyes can control.
Oh, all right.
So you can look at something and say, what is that? And
Oh,
it'll tell
so
you.
you don't have to carry your phone around anymore. You can just do it all on your glasses. Okay.
Oh, you'll carry the phone around just to correct what your glasses aren't doing. Jimmy Kimmel, I heard him in a clip last night, where he said he had a staff of like 150, and a large chunk of staff has his own committee to check the accuracy of what he says on the air. Or police it.
Well, you should have asked one of them then.
Yeah. He didn't ask one of them enough. But I thought it was kind of ironic that he would say that, because what he said he knew was a pure fact lie, but he had no problem with it. Like you said, he didn't bother checking with the committee.
There was no fact check there. He just, it's you go out there and it's standard lie, lie, deny,
Yeah.
and
Told one too many. See ya.
Yeah. And finally somebody threw their hands up and said, hey, we're not going to air his garbage anymore, ABC, so you figure it out. And now he's gone.
Yeah, when you have 200 of their affiliates, and soon may have the NFL network as part of your assets, you got a little weight you can throw back at the network.
Yeah, there was also some business dealings behind that pressure to get rid of him too. I guess Nexstar, a big media conglomerate or whatever, is trying to buy some more ABC or some other.
Got like 68 they're bidding on.
So yeah, there's some business dealings behind that, and they're saying, hey, this just doesn't help what we're trying to accomplish here. They're trying to merge or buy somebody or something. So yeah, buy.
Get over your hate, Jimmy.
Yeah, Trump had nothing to do with it other than to dance on your stupidity. So eat it.
Well, he makes Trump the object of everything.
Right.
In his life.
And now Trump gets to push back a little bit. So you gave it to him. Shut up.
Well, Dr. Evil asked him a question.
Can you remind me what I pay you people for? Honestly, throw me a bone here.
We'll try.
There you go.
I guess all there is to say to Kimball.
Exit stage left.
Remember who that was? Cartoon?
Oh, yeah. What was that, like Top Hat or something like that?
Snagglepuss.
I don't remember that. Snagglepuss. Okay.
Tesla. There is redesigning how people open their car doors in an emergency after some accidents where people were trapped in their vehicles. The two issues are the door open using electrical power, and handles are flushed to the door from the outside. Here is Tesla design chief Franz von Holzen talking about one of the fixes.
We actually have a mechanical release that's basically right at the electronic one too, and we're combining the two. So, in the moment that you're in a panic situation, the muscle memory to go to, what is right there. So you just pull a little bit further on the lever and you have the mechanical release. So that's something that we're working on, yeah. And it's in the cars now.
Okay.
That would be nice to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the big thing about, remember when electric windows first came out, somebody was complaining because some water ran down inside the crack in the door where the window goes up and down and shorted the thing, and he couldn't get the windows to work and blah 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 blah. So yeah, they've solved most of that. So yeah, new technology. That's what happens.
1 out of 8 Americans feel that they could commit a serious crime and get away with it.
Yeah.
You think you could?
What, well, tell me what kind of serious crime.
Well, I'd pick one that doesn't cause injury or death. But
I doubt it. I mean, there's just too much oversight on, if you're talking like banking fraud and, break-in.
You can buy some drugs on the street, you've committed a crime.
Yeah, you can have that.
And you get away with it.
Well, I suppose people are doing that pretty much every day. That kind of, if you talk about a major crime, but if there's any kind of, with all the phones and things out there, people recording everything, you got door cameras and all this kind of thing. To my mind, it's pretty difficult to get away with much.
Over half don't think they'll be able to avoid trouble with the law. Here's a little help.
Oh, so suddenly it's a crime to break the law?
No.
Yeah. Well, that's the Democratic way. What one of those idiots from Congress, a Democrat Congresswoman, I can't remember which one, actually made the comment that criminals aren't criminals, or didn't break the law, or something equally stupid. But yeah, I don't know what to say.
All right, well, let's throw some good news in here, shall we?
Good news is good news.
I have good news on good news on good news.
Good news, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to some good news.
That's what I got for y'all today.
Okay, so what's the good news?
And the good news is...
Let's hear it.
All right, two siblings named Susan and Jeffrey Bergman, and we did this already.
Yeah, the cross-country runners.
Yeah, we just did it.
You did that.
Never mind.
It's a nice thing for the take her brother along and do all that.
Yeah. Both Colbert, that's his real name, and Fallon made comments after Jimmy Kimmel was taken off the air indefinitely by ABC. They were pressured by the FCC to remove Kimmel after he made some jokes. I wouldn't call them jokes, that some perceived as insensitive about Charlie Kirk's murder. Here is what they said.
After threats from Trump's FCC chair, ABC yanked Kimmel off the air indefinitely. That is blatant censorship. To Jimmy, just let me say, I stand with you and your staff 100%.
Jimmy Kimmel was suspended by ABC after pressure from the FCC, leaving everyone thinking WTF.
All right, that's a good joke.
To be honest with you all, I don't know what's going on, and no one does, but I do know Jimmy Kimmel, and he's a decent, funny, and loving guy, and I hope he comes back.
No, I really don't care. The only reason I know who Jimmy Kimmel is because you play the clips and you see him now and then on the news. But, yeah, sorry. The FCC said, hey, we're going to look at this and all that. But it was ABC, the affiliate station's business decision. And I don't know if any of their advertisers got in on it. But it had nothing to do, that was not a direct response to the FCC threat.
Well, a lot of advertisers will call their rep at the network and say, I just don't want to be affiliated with that mess.
Right, yeah. That's
Find another slot for me.
Advertisers are huge, and that's been since day one on radio when they first broadcast the live radio thing, and television when it first started. The advertisers have huge amounts of influence on what gets shown or heard on radio, television, etc., or written in the papers, and that's all there is to it. And also business decisions. Hey, you're losing me money. That was Colbert's thing. You're a flipping bum, and you're losing us $40 million a year.
Yeah.
Well, that's easy. It doesn't matter what everybody else can dance on your misfortune, but that's got nothing to do with it. You lost money. And same way with Kimmel. Kimmel lost a huge amount of audience, too, over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Gutfeld has picked up a large audience. So.
Yeah, Gutfeld's killing it.
In fact, Kimmel had Gutfeld on his show. I think.
No, Fallon had.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good friends,
yeah.
actually. Yeah.
I think it was to show Gutfeld's audience that that they're a little more balanced than they get credit for.
Right, yeah.
But they're not. So we can continue to hate them. All right, let's see here. We got calm winds, dew points of 67, humidity 93%. It is currently sunny and 69 degrees. Up next in the queues, all your weather forecasts, followed by national news, state news, and local news. And sports, all that straight ahead right here on WEEB. It is 8 o'clock.
After starting the day with temperatures in the mid-60s and mostly clear skies, we'll have lots of sunshine this afternoon. Highs will reach to around 90 degrees. Mid-60s by Saturday morning with mostly clear skies overnight tonight. Then staying mostly sunny throughout the day Saturday with highs in the mid to upper 80s. A weak backdoor cold front will bring slightly cooler temperatures by Sunday. Highs will reach the low to mid-80s. We'll still have plenty of sunshine throughout the day. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason.
Fed up with Democrat delays, tactics denying the president his personnel choices, Senate Republicans have confirmed 48 Trump nominees in a single block vote.
Republicans acted for the first time under new rules to clear a backlog of executive branch positions that had been delayed by Democrats.
On this vote, the yeas are 51 and the nays are 47, and the nominations en bloc are confirmed.
Senate Republicans moved last week to make it easier to confirm large groups of lower-level, non-judicial nominations. The new Senate rules allow Senate Republicans to move multiple nominees with a simple majority vote. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
The president shedding no tears over the suspension of an ABC TV personality.
Jimmy Kimmel was fired because he had bad ratings more than anything else, and he said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk.
Mr. Trump says this is no free speech issue, and citing horrible ratings, the president says NBC's late-night hosts Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers ought to meet the same fate as Kimmel. The York County, Pennsylvania District Attorney says a stalker armed with a rifle was hiding inside his ex-girlfriend's home Wednesday afternoon when police showed up to arrest him.
They decided that they were going to go in. The door was open, and upon immediately opening the door, the actor repeatedly fired at the officers with multiple rounds from an AR-15 styled rifle with a suppressor.
York County DA Tim Barker says 3 officers were killed, 2 others wounded. The gunman was later shot dead by police, and Barker says the gunman was alone in the house at the time of the attack. On Wall Street, stock futures have been mixed this morning. The Dow futures up 4 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
Every day I speak with people who are worried and are feeling a lot of pressure because of credit card debt. That's why I'm very proud of what we do at Trinity. We just help. We give people the support they need, along with a real plan to become debt-free. Credit card bills are consolidated into a single monthly payment that is much less than what they were paying before. Most of our members end up saving thousands and even may improve their credit scores by as much as 200 points. I know from the bottom of my heart that I'm making a difference in the lives of the people we help. It just makes me really happy.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
My name is Julie, and I'm a Trinity counselor. Call me and become debt-free for keeps.
1-800-990-6976.
3 European nations have rounded up some suspected Russian spies.
On Thursday, the Metropolitan Police arrested 3 people near London. On Wednesday, Lithuanian prosecutors uncovered a Russian-linked network planning arson attacks across Europe. Latvia's security service detained a man suspected of passing military intelligence to Russia. European security officials have warned of a growing sabotage campaign blamed on Russia. There have been around 80 incidents linked to Russia since the start of the war in Ukraine in February 2022. The incidents include arson and sabotage. A joint investigation team has been formed with cooperation from 9 countries. Karen Shamas, London.
Protesters have hit France with mass transit strikes, demonstrations and blockades, targeting the Paris metro and other sectors to protest of President Emmanuel Macron's plans to cut funding for public services, proposed budget cuts, social welfare freezes and other measures. News and analysis at townhall.com. House Republicans have come up with a new plan to help ensure their version of a continuing resolution will be passed by the Senate.
After Friday's expected passage of the House version of a spending bill, Republicans in the chamber say they may gavel out of session, get out of town, and not come back until after October 1st. That would be past the deadline for Senate and House negotiators to hammer out a compromise before the end of the month deadline. That means unless Senate Democrats go along with Republicans and pass the House bill in their chamber, a shutdown will ensue, and Democrats won't be able to blame the Senate GOP. Bob Agnew reporting.
President Trump is asking the U.S. Supreme Court for an emergency order in order to remove Lisa Cook from the Federal Reserve's Board of Governors. Mr. Trump's appeal to the High Court comes after a lower court, an appeals panel, rejected his attempt to oust Cook from the central bank's Board of Governors. More on these stories, townhall.com.
The greatest comeback of all time is underway. Remember to shop local businesses. A reminder from Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Hi, this is Rodney Swarms with Plumbing Night. We know that plumbing emergencies can happen at any time. In fact, they seem to happen at the most inconvenient times. And then inviting an unknown plumber into your home, that can add to the stress of the situation. The Plumbing Night wants to alleviate any stress about inviting a technician into your home by guaranteeing that we have not only the very best plumbers, but also the most knowledgeable plumbers. Before any of our employees are hired, all of the employees must undergo drug testing and a thorough background check. If they don't pass, they aren't hired. No exceptions. Once they're hired and part of the team, they receive continuous technical and customer training to ensure that they are the very best at their trade. This training is week after week, month after month, year after year. This training is what got us into community college to teach the plumbing trade. So the next time you have an emergency, call the Plumbing Night. They're known for extraordinary service and integrity.
Call the Plumbing Night at 639-5555, day or night, or on the web at theplumbingnight.com.
Get Rovin to Dunrovin Country Store in Vass. Grab an ice-cold glass bottle soda pop and try mining for gems, seashells, and arrowheads on our old-fashioned hand-pumped mining sleuth. Enjoy 24 flavors of ice cream and homemade fudge. Shop quality toys and games for kids, wood-carved animals, interior lighting, old-fashioned candies, and everything pickled under the sun. Open 7 days, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. 5456 US 1 South in Vass. You'll never be Dunrovin at Dunrovin Country Store. Mace Electric Company in Seven Lakes has been providing quality commercial and residential electrical service in the Sandhills for over 40 years. From bad switches to home surge protection, Mace Electric Company can handle any commercial or residential electrical repair. Unlimited license, locally owned and operated. Call Kenny and Gail Mace at Mace Electric Company in Seven Lakes, 910-673-0093. 910-673-0093.
When trying to add the perfect window treatment becomes overwhelming, contact the professionals at Comfort Made Blinds. With quality brands like Graber and their expert advice, measuring, installation, and their warranties, all you need to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy your new window treatments. To get your Graber products and others, schedule your free measurement by calling Comfort Made Blinds at 910-692-5500 or visit the showroom at 195 Pinehurst Avenue next to Main Street Glass in Southern Pines. Mention this ad and take 10% off your next purchase.
Char Bar 7 is the ultimate spot for food and to relax with friends in their upscale yet casual dining environment. Come out every Tuesday night for trivia and every Thursday night for live music from local artists. Indulge in their perfectly cooked burgers and seared steaks. Char Bar 7 also offers a variety of dishes like fresh seafood, chicken, signature salads, and sandwiches. If you want to just kick back and eat some food, we invite you to Char Bar 7, located at 100 Pavilion Way in Southern Pines.
If you're in the market for a new car, there are a lot of reasons to make the short drive to Cooper Ford in Carthage, but it really comes down to just two: exceptional customer service and the lowest prices guaranteed. Cooper Ford is proud to be the only locally owned Ford dealership in Moore County, and they're also proud to announce that once again, they've won the coveted Ford President's Award for an unprecedented 5th year in a row. Online at cooperford.net, the locally owned, award-winning Cooper Ford in Carthage, always working hard to be your hometown dealer.
NCN News, I'm Alyssa Vale. Local and state officials have been arrested during a protest at a New York City immigration holding facility. It's the same holding facility where a federal judge extended a court order that requires the government improve its treatment of detainees. The officials are among 77 who were detained during the protests. 11 of the officials were arrested inside the government building that houses the immigration court. CBS News New York's Christina Fan reports from outside of 26 Federal Plaza in Manhattan.
The U.S. District Court granted a preliminary injunction that would improve conditions for people detained at the facility. The order prohibits ICE from detaining people in spaces of less than 50 square feet, requires ICE to improve access to hygiene products, and ensures detainees can make confidential calls to their lawyers within 24 hours of being detained.
The CDC's Committee on Vaccines meets for a second day today, this time to consider recommendations for the COVID vaccine. Thursday, the committee appointed by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. voted to change its MMRV vaccine recommendations. The current recommendation is that a child can get the combination shot when they turn 1. The committee suggests kids wait until they turn 4 and believes there should be 2 separate vaccines. With lawmakers set to return next week, Governor Josh Stein says he wants lawmakers to finish the budget, which is already almost 3 months late. He says additional funding is needed for the classroom.
I'm asking the legislature to raise teacher pay by an average of 5.9%, restore master's pay, and give all other school personnel a 3% raise.
UNC Wilmington issued a shelter-in-place order Thursday night after university police received unfounded reports of a gunman on campus, the university said. According to WWAY, the university had received anonymous reports via social media about a person with a gun on campus. UNCW Chancellor Aswani Valetti gave the all-clear at 9:50 p.m. You're listening to NCN News.
The North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services is looking for people age 21 or older to volunteer in long-term care facilities. Community Advisory Committee volunteers help residents and their families advocate for the needs of individuals living in long-term care facilities, such as nursing homes, assisted living facilities, and family care homes. Volunteers must complete orientation and training to become designated and certified representatives of the Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program. Visit ncdhhs.gov/contact-NC to find your county's ombudsman.
Whether it's helping you work, save, or steer clear from fraud, AARP North Carolina is making sure your money, health, and happiness live as long as you do. Each week, AARP Without Limits meets people and explores topics to help improve how we live and age in North Carolina. You can also learn more about getting the most out of life by listening to AARP Without Limits wherever you listen to your podcasts.
An acclaimed country music songwriter has been killed in a small plane crash. CBS's Deborah Rodriguez has the details.
Jesus, take the wheel. The NTSB is investigating a small plane crash that's taken the life of songwriter Brett James. The FAA says 3 others on board also died after their single-engine Cirrus took off from John Thune Airport in Nashville and went down in an open field next to Macon County Airport in North Carolina. 57-year-old James was a member of the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame and a Grammy winner. He wrote hit songs for artists like Bon Jovi, Carrie Underwood, Jason Aldean, and Tim McGraw. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
North Carolina Department of Transportation employee was arrested after North Carolina State University police said he broke into a home and set up cameras to spy on residents inside. According to court documents, 54-year-old Brian Keith Mayhew broke into a home Monday morning on Lionel Lane and installed a camera inside to secretly watch a couple who lived at the home. According to a spokesperson with NCDOT, Mayhew is an engineering director with DOT and has been with the department for 30 years. Last year, Carrie Everett needed your support as she competed for and won the Miss North Carolina 2024 crown. She needs it again. Everett has gone from being crowned to losing her natural crown to cancer. From her home in Washington State, she told WTVD that she doesn't get sick often.
I started to experience bloating almost instantly. I was coughing, went to the doctor, and they said I had pneumonia, but they initially said that there was nothing wrong with my stomach.
She has undergone multiple rounds of chemotherapy for signet ring cell carcinoma. Cardi B has made a splashy return with her sophomore album, Am I the Drama, released on Friday. The album arrives as she announces her 4th pregnancy with NFL player Stefan Diggs and celebrates a recent courtroom victory. Alyssa Vale, NCN News.
Good Friday morning. We start your day with mostly clear skies and temperatures in the mid-60s. This afternoon, we'll see plenty of sunshine, and highs will reach to around 90 degrees, so it'll be even warmer than yesterday. Mostly clear overnight with temperatures in the mid-60s by Saturday morning. With high pressure still in place, it'll be mostly sunny for your Saturday. Highs in the mid to upper 80s. A weak backdoor cold front will bring slightly cooler temperatures by Sunday in the low to mid-80s with more sunshine. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sandhills area, we have sunny skies, 69 degrees, humidity 91%, 2.67. Winds calm and pressure at 30.08. It is 8:15 straight up. Let's take a look at your Sandhills news for this Friday morning. Well, more than 1,100 area residents participated in this year's Walk to End Alzheimer's, Moore County in the fight to end Alzheimer's disease. With a fundraising goal of $200,000, participants helped surpass that goal, raising more than $235,000 to fund Alzheimer's care, support, and research programs of the Alzheimer's Association. This is a record for the Moore County Walk. And the O'Neill School proudly inducted 16 students into its prestigious International Thespian Honor Society during a ceremony held on Thursday, September the 11th. Founded in 1929, the Fairmont, West Virginia Society promotes excellence in theater arts and secondary schools and now boasts over 2.2 million members worldwide. The event celebrated both new and returning thespians who have demonstrated dedication, creativity, and leadership in their performing arts. That's your latest Sand Hills news this morning from the Sand Hills Sentinel. And, of course, if you need more information, just head on over to sandhillsentinel.com. It is 8:16. Sports is next right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Stay in the game with the Clark Chevrolet Cadillac Sports Report. Family owned and operated for over half a century, they do it all. Sales, service, parts, collision repair, and they never charge a dock fee. Nestled in the heart of Pinehurst, Clark Chevrolet Cadillac, fueling your passion for sports.
NCN Sports, I'm Tony Rixby. The Carolina Hurricanes training camp got underway yesterday with Coach Rod Brindamore saying there's a sense of familiarity.
But it's every year it takes on a new life. Like whatever you've done in the last year, and you're like everybody's starting at the exact same spot.
Josh Allen threw 3 touchdown passes, and the Buffalo Bills beat the Miami Dolphins 31-21 last night. Bills coach Sean McDermott.
The grit and mental toughness of our football team is on display.
Chase Jenkins threw for a touchdown, ran for another. Rice beat Charlotte 28-17 in the American Conference opener for both teams. 49ers coach Tim Albin says the Rice style of play made a difference.
I would suspect there will be probably, 3 to 4 less possessions total in the game, just in how we operate and, and how they operate.
Trey Morgan scored on an error in the 7th inning to award the Durham Bulls a 3-2 win over the Charlotte Knights at Truist Field Thursday night. The Bulls, who remain unbeaten in Charlotte in 6 games this season. Clayton Kershaw is hanging it up.
3-time Cy Young Award winner Clayton Kershaw will retire at the end of this season, the Los Angeles Dodgers announced Thursday. The 37-year-old left-hander who got his 3,000th strikeout in July will make his final regular season start at Dodger Stadium on Friday night against the San Francisco Giants.
I told my teammates, individual awards are great, but if you don't have anybody to celebrate with, it's just, it doesn't matter.
The 11-time All-Star and 2014 NL MVP is in his 18th Major League season, all with the Dodgers, which ties him with Zach Wheat and Bill Russell for the most years in franchise history. Kershaw won World Series championships in 2020 and 2024. I'm Geffen Coolbaugh.
And you're listening to NCN Sports.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, you're more than a policy, you're family. With offices in every county, we're close by when it matters most. Our local agents customize coverage to fit your life. And our award-winning claims team delivers fast, quality repairs. It's no surprise Forbes ranked us the #1 auto insurer in America. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
When life feels overwhelming, knowing where to turn can make all the difference.
That's why crisis services are here for anyone at any time, no judgment.
If you or someone you love is struggling with mental health, substance use, or feeling lost,
crisis services are here for you 24/7.
Compassionate, low, or no-cost services.
Whatever your crisis, you always have options. Find the support that's right for you.
Visit ncdhhs.gov/crisis services.
In Major League Baseball on Thursday, the New York Yankees shutting out the Baltimore Orioles 7-0. Guardians handed the Tigers another loss, 3-1. Tampa Bay Rays shut out the Blue Jays 4-0. Athletics winners over the Red Sox 5-3. Mariners with a 2-0 shutout of the Kansas City Royals. Milwaukee Brewers beating the LA Angels 5-2. Mets winners over the Padres with a 6-1 victory. Miami Marlins 9-7 over the Colorado Rockies. The Reds shutting out the Cubs 1-0. Dodgers winners over the San Francisco Giants 2-1 was the final. In the WNBA playoffs last night, Indiana 87-85 over Atlanta, and Las Vegas recording a 74-73 win over Seattle. Tony Rixby,
NCN Sports.
Sometimes you just want to say,
adults should hold themselves accountable for failure.
You're kidding me, right?
97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB. We've got you by the ears.
Hi, this is Rodney Swarms with Plumbing Night. We know that plumbing emergencies can happen at any time. In fact, they seem to happen at the most inconvenient times. And then inviting an unknown plumber into your home, that can add to the stress of the situation. The Plumbing Night wants to alleviate any stress about inviting a technician into your home by guaranteeing that we have not only the very best plumbers, but also the most knowledgeable plumbers. Before any of our employees are hired, all of the employees must undergo drug testing and a thorough background check. If they don't pass, they aren't hired. No exceptions. Once they're hired and part of the team, they receive continuous technical and customer training to ensure that they are the very best at their trade. This training is week after week, month after month, year after year. This training is what got us into community college to teach the plumbing trade. So the next time you have an emergency, call the Plumbing Night. They're known for extraordinary service and integrity.
Call the Plumbing Night at 639-5555, day or night, or on the web at theplumbingnight.com.
I'm Ella. And I'm Eva. We and everyone in our family are patients at Sandhills Weekend Dental. We love going to the dentist, especially to get our teeth cleaned. The hygienist told our brother Ashton he needs to brush his teeth really well every day to get rid of the poop that the sugar bugs leave behind, or else he will get cavities, and he doesn't want that. We feel everyone should go to Sandhills Weekend Dental and eat, kiss, and smile better, except we don't kiss.
Make your appointment today. Call Sandhills Weekend Dental at 687-4423.
People deserve to live where they love as they age. I'm Robert Bonville, and I own Griswold Care Paring of Pinehurst. Griswold is dedicated to helping you live independently in the comfort of your own home. Griswold is about people. Our caregivers are personalized matches, ensuring your loved ones receive the care they deserve. For personal care, homemaking, live-in, or companion services, call me, Robert Bonville, at Griswold Care Paring of Pinehurst, 910-420-2360, or go online to griswoldcare.com/Pinehurst.
With over 20 years of experience, visit Hardy's Equipment and see the new and improved LS Tractor MT2 and MT2E available now. These improved versions of everyone's favorite 32 plus horsepower tractor with an increased lift capacity of 2,000 plus pounds now has more standard features and more operator comfort like added air conditioning and a redesigned roof configuration, providing additional head space for increased visibility. With an LS Tractor, now you can do more for less with legendary LS Tractor reliability. So mow it, grade it, till it or move it, join the LS Tractor family and do more today. See the complete line of LS Tractors assembled right here in North Carolina at Hardy's Equipment, 4809 Vass Carthage Road, or call 910-245-1644. That's 910-245-1644.
From the WEEB Community Calendar.
Hello, Sandhills community. This is Matt Northern with Carthage Masonic Lodge 181. Get ready for an unforgettable day as we invite you to the 7th Annual Service Before Self Festival on Saturday, September 27th at the beautiful Home at Last Farms, 527 Red Hill Road, Cameron. Hosted by the Carthage Masonic Lodge 181, this incredible event is our chance to honor and celebrate our brave military service members, veterans, law enforcement officers, firefighters, and emergency medical technicians for their unwavering dedication to our communities. But that's not all. This festival is also a fundraising extravaganza for two amazing charities, Adult and Teen Challenge of the Sandhills and the Masonic Home for Children at Oxford, both doing phenomenal work to support children in need. Join us for a day filled with excitement as we welcome the VFW, DAV, American Legion, Civil Air Patrol, Girl and Boy Scouts, and the U.S. Army Recruiting Command. There will be live music and fun activities for everyone, ensuring a fantastic time for all ages. This year, we're thrilled to continue with the second annual barbecue cook-off. Watch as teams go head-to-head for cash prizes, trophies, and of course, bragging rights. For all the juicy details, check out Home at Last Farms on Facebook and click on the Events tab, or shoot an email to hermanreeves@hotmail.com. Mark your calendars and gather your friends and family to support this wonderful event at Home at Last Farms on September 27th from 2 to 10 p.m. It's going to be a day filled with community spirit, camaraderie, and appreciation. We can't wait to see you all there.
7 days a week, we're on the job. John Cole's Plumbing Professionals.
Let More Buildings and Carports build your two-car garage with concrete slab for just $13,900. Right now, take $800 off. Offer in soon. Call 910-684-7200. More Buildings and Carports on US 1 South in Bass.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
At Capital Financial, Coach Pete and the team cover the retirement planning process, but also remind you retirement's a new chapter. What are you going to do?
So, strive for something. Have something. I talked to a guy the other day. He has 5 different fantasy baseball teams.
Wow.
He's retired. He's in his 80s. I don't even know how to do it myself. So I'm all jealous. He's talking about 5 different leagues and all this kind of stuff. But he keeps himself active, and he loves doing it, and he plays year-round. Then he goes over to fantasy football, and you name it. Whatever season it in, there he is doing that.
And it's all about what you want to do in retirement with the right plan.
We put together these plans every single day. It's the power of making sure you see a plan in writing. We call it Coach Pete's Power Plan. Puts you in control of your retirement situation. Helps look at some things you might not have thought about before retirement, before it's too late to make changes.
For your no-cost, no-obligation retirement review, 919-415-1716, 919-415-1716, or text COACH to 600-700.
Investment advisory services offered by Capital Financial Advisory Group, a North Carolina registered investment advisor.
Being in control of your retirement, it is something that comes with proper retirement planning. Coach Pete is president and founder of Capital Financial. Coach, I love when you talk about being in control of your retirement.
Yeah, it's such a great feeling when you are in financial, mental, physical control. All works together. It's like that little checklist they go through when you used to watch the rocket ship. They were going checklist, before they launch. Make sure the physical is right. Yeah, the mental. Yeah, financial. Boom. Yeah, takeoff into retirement, and you're done. You don't have anything to worry about.
It's a no-cost, no-obligation comprehensive review to see what your retirement plan can be before launching retirement. Call 919-415-1716, 919-415-1716, 919-415-1716, or you can text COACH to 600-700.
Investment advisory services offered by Capital Financial Advisory Group, a North Carolina registered investment advisor.
After starting the day with temperatures in the mid-60s and mostly clear skies, we'll have lots of sunshine this afternoon. Highs will reach to around 90 degrees. Mid-60s by Saturday morning with mostly clear skies overnight tonight. Then staying mostly sunny throughout the day Saturday with highs in the mid to upper 80s. A weak backdoor cold front will bring slightly cooler temperatures by Sunday. Highs will reach the low to mid-80s. We'll still have plenty of sunshine throughout the day. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Good morning, friends.
Welcome to the show.
Ahoy, matey. It'd be a glorious day.
Why are you talking like that?
It's National Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Talk like a pirate day?
I'm a pirate.
I'm a pirate.
Ahoy, matey.
Yarr.
Ahoy, matey.
Happy National Talk Like a Pirate Day, matey.
It's showtime.
It started way back in 3rd grade. I used to sit beside Emmy Lou Hayes. A pink dress, a matching bow in her ponytail. She kissed me on the school bus, but told me not to tell. Next day I chased her around the playground, across the monkey bars to the merry-go-round. And Emmy Lou got caught passing me a note. Before the teacher took it, I read what she wrote. Do you love me? Do you want to be my friend? And if you do, well then don't be afraid to take me by the hand. If you want to, I think this is how love goes. Check yes or no. Grown up and she's my wife. Still like 2 kids with stars in our eyes. Ain't much changed, I still chase Emmy Lou. up and down the hall, around the bed in our room. Last night I took her out in a white limousine. 20 years together, she still gets to me. Can't believe it's been that long ago when we got started with just a little note. Do you love me? Do you want to be my friend? And if you do, well then don't be afraid to take me by the hand. If you want to, I think this is how love goes. Check yes or no. This is how love goes. Check yes or no.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sand Hills. Time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Yeah, hello, Moore County. Yeah, time to get up and at 'em. You know, the clarion call was last week. If you didn't get it, you better get on it because things are accelerating here. We need to push, need to keep the pressure on, and call out these lies when you see them, when you hear them, and just pick up the torch that Charlie Kirk and others had lit. Charlie Kirk wasn't the only one, but he was the most prominent one of late. And get out there and engage with people. And when you see something, instead of shaking your head and turning away, address it. And that's what we need to do. That's what we all need to do. And like I said, never call retreat.
All right, don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on a live audio and video stream. You can get to those by going to our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com or weeb990.com. Upper right-hand corner of every page has an icon that says On the Air Listen Live. If you just want to listen to our broadcast stream, that's the one to click. Click it and you're listening pretty much that quick. If you want to see us in the studio and listen to the air signal, you click something else. That's at the top middle of the page where it says Watch Live Video. Click that and you're watching that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area. Well, it's going to be another nice one, but on the hot side today. So bear that in mind before you go out. Look for sunny skies today, 89 for a high. Tonight, clear, 64 tomorrow. Over the weekend, we got Saturday at 87 for a high. Cool down a little bit on Sunday with a high of 83. Monday, when you head back to work, still sunny and 84. Tuesday, 88. And Wednesday, slight chance of getting wet with a high of 89. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are calm, pressure is 3008, dew point 67, humidity 91%. We have sunny skies and 69 degrees here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB.
Check yes or no. Check yes or no.
All right, a little George Strait. Man has had well over 50 number one songs in his career. He just seems to be able to pick out the right song that people find a little catchy and they like it. Just like that one, Check Yes or No. And plus we've all been in that situation, I guess, when you're sending notes to little girls in your second grade class asking how they feel about you. Today they might text you back and say, well, You kidding me?
Not sure I remember second grade.
I do. Remember my teacher, Ms. Brown, who loved French, and you always had to say au revoir, which is why it's one of two French words I know. The other one is tais-toi. Means shut the hell up. All right. It is 8:35, 35 past the hours. McDonald's sold cheeseburgers for 50 cents yesterday. It's all in an effort to promote A, National Cheeseburger Day, B, the founder's birthday, or C, heart disease, or all of the above.
No, the other option is they're cleaning out the freezer.
The iPhone 17 is officially available now. Can't make it to the Apple Store today? Well, don't fret. The iPhone 18 will be out on Monday.
Great.
1 in 8 Americans think they can get away with a serious crime.
1 in 3.
Yeah. That number would be higher, but the survey was conducted after O.J. died.
All right, fine.
Mark
I guess they're talking felonies, right?
I guess.
Yeah, serious crime. All
Yeah,
right.
everybody breaks the law every day, just in their car.
Yeah, get in your car.
1 mile an hour over, you've broken the law.
Although I've had people tell me, oh, I never do this, and blah, 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 blah. And at least 3 times I've had people tell me I don't break traffic laws, and
you liar.
Had the opportunity, well, in these 3 instances, had the opportunity to end up following said individual down the road, and within 2 miles, 3 or more traffic infractions. So, yeah, fine. Tell me you don't break the traffic laws. Go away.
The cop gets behind anyone and starts writing down every small infraction.
Exactly.
They could get you. They used to have a cop in Aberdeen that would write you up for doing 36 and a 35.
Yeah, well, you're breaking the law.
Technically, but technically he has no judgment whatsoever.
Well, I would agree
and they
with
fired
that.
him eventually.
But technically, you're breaking the law.
The DA wouldn't prosecute any of them.
Yeah. Well, and probably shouldn't. I mean, you're just collapsing the traffic court. But
that's just showing I'm a bully and I'm in charge. Nobody paid attention to me, but they do now.
If that's the only thing he's pulling him over for, yes.
Yeah.
But if that's your excuse to pull over, and then you find this, that, and the other thing, whatever. It's just, I don't even want to hear about traffic laws.
Mark Zuckerberg's AI glasses glitched during his demonstration. He was so nervous, awkward, and uncomfortable. Then the glasses glitched. United Airlines says Newark Airport is working better than ever. This is great news for travelers who want to get out of New Jersey as quickly as possible. Mario Lopez will host the Daytime Emmy Awards, but that could change now that Jimmy Kimmel is available. Jon Stewart hosted The Daily Show last night, even though he usually only hosts on Monday. He wanted to get in one more last appearance before the FCC forces Comedy Central to cancel his show. Jimmy Fallon turns 51 today. It might be a while before he reads your birthday message because in his inbox is currently filled with resumes from Jimmy Kimmel's staff.
Well, the only thing I can say about all that is, at least in the case of, Colbert and all those positions, the multitude of clowns that they have circling around them are paid by, ABC, CBS, or whoever, advertisers or whatever. I'm not aware of too much public tax money that's used in that regard to pay those people.
No.
Unlike PBS and that kind of thing. So,
those mooches.
if they want to pay all those people, fine, go ahead.
Well, PBS will do a little story about something, and they'll have 30 people in the credits.
Yeah, it's...
Justin Bieber will be paid $10 million to perform at Coachella. Now he has enough money to buy clothes.
Where is that Coachella? What's Coachella?
Some kind of like, it's just a music get-together.
Music festival? All right. I've never heard of it.
Harrison Ford reportedly felt humiliated at the Emmys because A, he didn't win, B, he sat in the wrong seat and had to be relocated, or C, his colostomy bag burst.
All three. D, all of the above.
Steve Austin may come out of retirement for a future WrestleMania.
Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Wow.
If this excites you, let me guess. It's been years since you went to the dentist. And Cornhole is a finalist for the National Toy Hall of Fame. Cornhole is also a finalist for the National Dirty Sounding Game Hall of Fame.
Okay, great.
All righty. Okay, it is 8:40, 40 past the hour.
Beats lawn darts. Did lawn darts make the game Hall of Fame?
What was it?
Lawn darts.
Lawn darts.
Yeah.
Everybody look up.
Yeah, well, yeah. Cornhole replaced lawn darts in popularity, I guess. So,
I want to read you this next story that
lawn darts
might make everybody's day one day. I don't know. We'll see. New research is raising hopes that we may one day be able to talk with animals thanks to artificial intelligence's ability to spot patterns in human data sets of animal noises and actions. But it also throws up big questions about what language is, why it is so hard to ascribe to non-human species, and what it will mean if we do finally work out what other animals are saying. The new Collier Doodle Challenge task the scientific community with developing an algorithm to communicate with non-human organisms, or at least understand what they're saying. Leila Saying at the Woods Hole Institution, Massachusetts, and colleagues won the prize for the study of some 170 wild bottlenose dolphins living in Sarasota, Florida. Shortlist teams are studying cuttlefish, nightingales, and marmosets. The challenge established by the Tel Aviv University in Israel and ventures capitalist Jeremy Collier Foundation is also offering a $10 million bounty to the first team to crack the puzzle of interspecies communications. That's a long way of saying, wouldn't you love to know what your dog's telling you?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Plenty of YouTube videos on that.
And if a Gen Zer says these things, they have no idea how the real world works. For example, I did all my work, so I deserve a raise. Someone needs to teach me how. They don't appreciate my work. I'm not settling for a job without meaning. Other Gen Zers things that they say and prove they don't know what's going on. If they don't agree with me, they're wrong. I can't help it. It's mental health issues. I shouldn't have to sacrifice anything for my soulmate. If I set boundaries, people will respect them. Going to therapy makes me a good person. If I manifest it hard enough, it'll work out. And lastly, if I'm not 100% confident, I shouldn't do it. So they say. All right. I'm going to play this soundbite again, but it's new material this hour, so maybe you'll enjoy it. Let's start it over.
Good news is good news.
I have good news on good news on good news.
Good news, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to some good news.
That's what I got for y'all today. Okay, so what's the good news? And the good news is...
Let's hear it.
All right. This video is blowing up on Instagram. A guy in California got a giraffe to help him propose to his girlfriend. She's a veterinarian and loves animals. They went to a nature preserve where you can have a giraffe paint something for you on a little canvas. They each did one and held them up for a photo, but he secretly had a second canvas, a little sneaky guy, that said, "Will you marry me?" A kid near Pennsylvania is in the news because he got some serious smarts. 9-year-old Aiden Watkins has skipped to so many grades he's already a sophomore in high school. Yeah, remember, he's 9. He started taking neuroscience classes at a college level. He says he wants to be a pediatric neurosurgeon someday.
Well, good for him.
And that's your good news for today.
Don't forget to get outside and then smell some flowers there, buddy.
All righty. Let's see here. Back it up, Stevie. Next line. It's time for some nerd news, covering the most important news for your brain. Here's a quick rundown of this week in science. The company is trying to bring back woolly mammoths. Say they've reached a pivotal step in bringing back dodo birds. They went extinct over 300 years ago because, hey, mankind killed them all. Researchers at Colossal Bioscience think they could bring them back within the next 10 years.
Yeah, they're doing that with several species.
Yeah.
Well, they already did it with, didn't they bring back some ancient wolves or something here recently?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think they actually have a couple of, what they call dire wolves, they called them, now that I remember. Yeah, they found one frozen in the tundra and,
got the
blah,
DNA.
blah, blah, made a couple of dire wolves. So, they've been doing that. There's also a couple other flightless birds. One, Australia, New Zealand, I can't remember, one of the islands down there, that birds that got wiped out because when people showed up, they brought cats and wiped them all out or something. So they're trying to redo this on several species.
Okay. In genetics, a study found that some genes that give us fingers and toes also allows fish to evolve and have butts. In space news, once we've got a moon base, we'll use it to mine for resources, and corporations are already wanting in on the action. A company in Finland just bid over $300 million on the rights to a bunch of underground helium on the moon. The Washington Post says it's the largest purchase of a natural resource from space.
Interesting.
I wonder, $300 million. You gotta mine a whole lot of helium to pay for that.
Yeah, well.
Are they going to be the only source of helium on the moon? Everybody will have to come to them to get it to set up their own camps.
Probably. Yeah, business 101. Wrap your arms around the supply chain.
In bug news, there's a type of ant in Europe called the Iberian harvest ant. And a new study found that queens can actually give birth to 2 different species. She can mate with both types of ants. It's the first animal we've ever found that can do that. Really? And in art news, a new genetic study traced Leonardo da Vinci's lineage across 21 generations and found 6 living descendants. They're hoping they'll now be able to zero in on the specific gene that made him such a genius.
Oh, there you go. Okay, well, interesting.
Okay.
6 living descendants of Leonardo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's no secret that older generations tend to use their phones differently than the younger generations. Here are 4 things older people do that younger folks can't stand. Number 1, calling people.
Calling people on a phone.
Yeah. For most people younger than about 40, a text message will suffice in just about any situation. Older people love making calls, answering calls, and talking to just about anyone on the phone. Older people like to get a hold of the other person they want to talk to and not get screened out by a text message. That's what's irritating.
You can get screened out on your phone, too. They just don't answer it. So
yeah, they wait for the voicemail pickup. And that's getting old with corporations. You can't ever call and get a person like, bam. There's no, I'm away from my desk right now. Please leave a message. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. It will probably be 2 days from now. You know, it's just ridiculous. You know, what happened to good business practice? They forget how precious a customer is.
Customer service.
Yeah. And see if you can actually give it out once in a while. Sending long text messages is another thing that bugs, I guess, geeks about older people. If you send one giant block of text that takes up the entire screen, you might be a boomer. Other red flags: responding to a group chat with unnecessary comments, overuse or misuse of emojis, and forwarding things like chain letter text.
Oh, well, yeah, don't send me a chain letter. No way.
Yeah.
I just beep, gone. Probably
you get those chain letters. If you forward this, you get good luck. If you don't,
I
you'll
haven't
die in
seen
your
one
own
of those
squalor.
in ages. But yeah, you just get one of these things. It's a forward of a forward. You know, I just forget it.
Number 3, not locking the phone screen. Older people use their phones and put it straight into their pocket or purse, and that leads to pocket dials or random apps being moved or opened.
Yeah.
Don't you hate it when you just barely touch the side of the screen, and all of a sudden you're in Wikipedia doing something?
I've had that happen. I usually do. I try to lock it up, but I don't know. Sometimes I guess I miss it or something, and next thing you know, my phone has gone to strange places.
I'm tired of putting in my fingerprint 40 times a day.
Yeah.
And lastly, unknowingly turning on the flashlight or using it in a restaurant to read a menu and then leaving it on. One person likened it to the phenomenon of driving with your blinker on. Well, if it's so dark in there, you need it to read it.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't know. I don't go out to places like that. Yeah, if you're in some hideaway place and there's no lights, I guess you need some. I don't know.
If you ever sit in a theater, and if you get a good overall look at a theater, you'll see lights coming on and off, on and off, on and off, all over the place. And those are the Gen Zers who got to check their messages. I have one next to me at a movie not long ago, and he kept checking his phone, and that light gets really annoying. And I told him so. I said, you know, that light gets real annoying while the movie's on. So he quit doing it after that. I guess he was afraid I'd stand up and kick his butt. Anyway. All right. Some things we need to know today so we do not sound stupid. The Taiwanese government has released a handbook to teach its citizens what to do if the country is invaded by China. As long as Trump or any other president can keep China dependent on us for their survival or I guess you'd say their ability to provide a decent environment, they'll probably won't invade Taiwan. They'll tease like they are, but they won't.
Well, I don't know. It depends. With Trump in office, you know, putting economic pressure on, et cetera, if they were to do that, that might actually fracture China a little bit. I don't know. But, yeah, there's all kinds of things at play there. I don't know what the Chinese are doing.
The libertarian think tank and Cato Institute's research foundation that since 2020, right-wing terrorists have accounted for 54% of the 81 people who have killed as a result of political violence. That compares against the 21% who were killed by Islamist fundamentalists and 22% who were killed by left-wing activists. It's always the liberal wing of things that cause all the problems. I guess we can just gather up a hunting group, go out and shoot them. Get them out of here. Congratulations are in order after Keanu Reeves married his girlfriend, Alexandria Grant, in a secret ceremony in Europe earlier this year. The couple, who had been longtime friends and collaborators since 2009, were first romantically linked in 2019. Well, it's a good thing she didn't get in front of him and his gun when he's shooting all those bad people. 79-year-old David Manson has been forced to retire from touring due to health issues.
Who's he?
I don't know. Harrison Ford wasn't too happy about not winning an Emmy Sunday night. He was nominated for his role in Shrinking and left the show shortly after he didn't win. Friends say that they've been told that is going to be his last Emmys.
Well,
he just wanted to pat himself on the back.
Yeah, he's getting up there. He's had a very distinguished career, you know, and
be happy, man.
Yeah, why are you getting wrapped up about a show that I don't know that anybody's ever seen?
You're getting residuals every week. So
yeah, I never even heard of this show that he's in or whatever it was. I don't know.
Well, he was at the Emmys. I think that's the show he's talking about.
No, but he didn't get an Emmy for some role in whatever.
Shrinking.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it, so, you know.
Palace, it's got to be boring as hell if it's not for an Emmy. Palace insiders say Donald and Melania Trump stay at Windsor Castle included a couple of stipulations, like separate bedrooms and using their own sheets.
Yeah, well, I would do that anyway. I don't care where it is.
Yeah, it was only a quarter of a point when the Fed cut interest rates on Wednesday. Dummy there should have cut it a half a point to send a real message to the economy. But it does put them at their lowest level in 3 years. Yeah, if you never lower it. And it came with the promise of 2 more cuts before the end of the year. Well, how about 2 half-point cuts? All right, well, that's going to kind of wrap it up for this Friday and this week. Thank you, Colonel, for coming in, and for the rest of you, so it goes for this Friday and this week. Have yourself a great, safe weekend. We'll see you back bright and early Monday for a Mundane Monday with the LeaderMan. Until then, be sure to support all the mom and pop businesses you hear on our airways because they're the backbone of our economy here in Moore County. Your money will stay here, roll over, and create jobs for all of us. And if you want to find out how come our advertisers stay on for months, weeks, years at a time, well, they do it because they get results from talk radio, the most effective form of advertising there is. Find out all about it by giving us a call here, right here at WEEB. All right, that's it for me, the LeaderMan and Nick and Colt the Dogs. We'll see you at the dog park.
Well, bye.
When I come back, you'd better be laughing.
So, what have we learned? Heck, I don't know. But this is one crazy show. Bye now.
Cut! That's it. Go home, everybody. None of this ever happened. Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
I think we're through here.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much, man. That's pretty much all I got, man. Okay, class dismissed. Rock on!
Well, let me tell you something. Everything comes to an end.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
Key news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason.
Insisting it is no free speech issue, President Trump is applauding the suspension of late-night TV host Jimmy Kimmel.
The president called Kimmel's suspension great news for America.
He said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk.
ABC pulled the show after pressure from Trump's FCC chairman, but the president said it wasn't a free speech issue.
You can call that free speech or not. He was fired for lack of talent.
Writing online, the president called for the removal of NBC's late-night hosts, Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers, citing horrible ratings. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Charlie Kirk's widow will take the helm at Turning Point USA, carrying on her late husband's legacy. Erica Kirk is a unanimous choice of Turning Point's board of directors. The board releasing a statement that reads in part, "It is our great pride to announce Erica Kirk as the new CEO and chair of the board." The announcement adds that in prior discussions, Charlie expressed to multiple executives that this is what he wanted in the event of his death. There is a new nuclear player in the volatile Middle East. Enter Pakistan. Correspondent John Gambrell says the Pakistanis have signed a mutual defense pact with Saudi Arabia.
So moving forward, this move likely will put Riyadh under Islamabad's nuclear umbrella, and that will bring new complications to the Middle East and possibly deter Israel as it continues its war in Gaza.
Part of the deal could be payback for the Saudis' reported financial support of Pakistan's nuclear ambitions. Britain's outgoing spy chief accuses Russia's Vladimir Putin of stringing the West along when it comes to his intentions for a peace deal in Ukraine. Watching Wall Street ahead of the opening bell, Dow futures up 62 points and NASDAQ futures 40 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
NCN News, I'm Melissa Vale. The CDC Advisory Committee has voted to change vaccine recommendations for a combined MMRV shot for children. The vaccine protects against chickenpox, measles, mumps, and rubella. Their recommendation is not give the children the vaccine before age 4, and children should get separate vaccines. The move is getting pushback from some medical groups who say it could alter insurance coverage and cast doubt on their safety and effectiveness. CBS's Mark Strassman reports.
The majority in the committee said the combined vaccine carries a small risk for seizures caused by a fever in that age group. But doctors argue they are rare and usually harmless.
It's another strategy to scare parents.
The American Academy of Pediatrics says the committee has promoted false claims and misguided information.
This committee is illegitimate. They were actively sowing fear and doubt.
Republicans and Democratic lawmakers show no signs of budging as the House takes up a bill to avert a partial government shutdown in less than 2 weeks. The bill should be voted on Friday, would generally continue existing funding levels through November 21st. Democratic leaders are adamantly opposed. The Triangle Divine Nine, the historically black fraternities and sororities, are mobilizing to support foster youth. Officials say there are more than 500 youth in foster care in Wake County, but only 72 foster homes available to take them in. Shayla Alford of the Wake County Department of Social Services Child Welfare Program tells WNCN the need for more foster families is urgent.
Whether it's helping us host future interest meetings for foster parenting or finding other ways to help us distribute literature in the community or other ways to get involved to help us raise awareness because we do need more foster families.
In Wake County, a special education teacher has been arrested and charged with assaulting a student with a disability. 56-year-old Jody Catt, a teacher at Rollsville High School, is accused of kicking a student while the student was sitting on the floor. You're listening to NCN News.
The North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services is looking for people age 21 or older to volunteer in long-term care facilities. Community Advisory Committee volunteers help residents and their families advocate for the needs of individuals living in long-term care facilities, such as nursing homes, assisted living facilities, and family care homes. Volunteers must complete orientation and training to become designated and certified representatives of the Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program. Visit ncdhhs.gov/contactnc to find your county's ombudsman.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, you're more than a policy, you're family. With offices in every county, we're close by when it matters most. Our local agents customize coverage to fit your life. And our award-winning claims team delivers fast, quality repairs. It's no surprise Forbes ranked us the #1 auto insurer in America. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services is proud to announce they are now a certified sport coating installer. If your tennis or pickleball court has cracks, fading lines, or slippery surfaces and has seen better days, let them refinish it with a new durable playing surface that will weather the test of time. With over 30 years of experience, call Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services for a free estimate at 910-673-1318. That's 910-673-1318.
Good Friday morning. We start your day with mostly clear skies and temperatures in the mid-60s. This afternoon, we'll see plenty of sunshine, and highs will reach to around 90 degrees, so it'll be even warmer than yesterday. Mostly clear overnight with temperatures in the mid-60s by Saturday morning. With high pressure still in place, it'll be mostly sunny for your Saturday. Highs in the mid to upper 80s. A weak backdoor cold front will bring slightly cooler temperatures by Sunday in the low to mid-80s with more sunshine. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
This hour of the Chris Plant Show is sponsored by Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services. Call 910-673-1318 for your free estimate.
Welcome, one and all, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. But tonight, we are all Jimmy Kimmel.
You're all fired?
Show, though, right? Okay, good.
Yes, and you're all fired, too. He's already been fired. That's Stephen Colbert. He's fired into the future, but they're going to pay him millions of dollars on the way out the door. It's good to be part of the Democrat Party's propaganda machine. Yeah, last night they thought they're having a Spartacus moment. And they live in a delusion. They live in a fantasy world. The government had nothing to do with. The Trump administration had nothing to do with. President Donald Trump, nothing to do with. The White House had nothing to do with Jimmy Kimmel throwing himself on a grenade because he's another bloodthirsty ghoul, a Democrat moron. Pretty standard stuff, really. And a very good and happy Friday to you. Welcome back once again. We continue to be at 888-630-9625. The funeral and memorial service for assassinated conservative Charlie Kirk is this Sunday in Arizona at a football stadium, and it's expected to be very well attended. A lot of big names, not the least of which is President Donald J. Trump. Back now from the United Kingdom, where King Chuck had him over there for an unprecedented second state visit, never offered or given to any world leader ever in the history of the world before Donald Trump. A couple of other American presidents have received state visits, George W. Bush and Barack Hussein Obama. And Hussein, he's out there saying all kinds of wacky stuff. He's one of the most divisive individuals in the history of the country. I would say certainly the most divisive president in the history of the country. You know how the left is. He was mentored by a communist as a teenager named Frank Marshall Davis, a card-carrying member of the Communist Party. But that's not important now. The big funeral is on Sunday, and a great many noteworthy people expected to attend. ABC News with the headline today, federal agencies are tracking security threats to Charlie Kirk funeral because Democrats will be Democrats. You know, my mother, who was the mother of 6 boys who all grew up to be men. Isn't that a coincidence? What are the odds of that? I think that couldn't happen in a Democrat family today. And wait, the mom had 6 boys, and all the boys grew up to be men and not Democrats, not girls, not cross-dressing, transgender, mentally ill, Democrats. No. But isn't that a man? She used to say, boys will be boys. And now Democrats will be Democrats. That is to say that, this weekend they'll shoot 30 people in Chicago and kill 5 or 6. And nobody will bat an eye. And the Democrats will say, hey, pretty good, huh? Last weekend we had 8. They like the killing. They really do. And political assassinations, definitely their bag. Only if you look at the history of assassinations in the United States of America. and how Democrats assassinated Abraham Lincoln in 1865, the first ever Republican president, by a slavery-loving Democrat. And James Garfield in 1881, not too much later, Republican president assassinated by a Democrat. Then William McKinley, and the Democrats took the name of Mount McKinley off and decided to make it a Native American name instead, like they won something. William McKinley, the Democrats assassinated, Republican president in 1901. Finally, a Democrat president was assassinated in 1963, but that was by a communist. That was a communist. Either that or the CIA. You decide. It could be the deep state. Also shot and wounded, but not killed, Teddy Roosevelt. He was post-president, running for president again. And, of course, Democrats shot at Gerald Ford twice. One was a member of the Manson family, which the Democrats think was a pretty good family. Because by their standards, the Manson family was close. You know, they enjoyed Thanksgiving dinner together at the Spawn Ranch and things. They watched TV together, things like that. But the Manson family, definitely a Democrat family, wouldn't you say? I don't think there's any doubt about that, looking at values. And then Ronald Reagan was shot, of course, by a Democrat. Donald Trump was shot and wounded. And Charlie Kirk was assassinated by the Democrats in 2025. Did you see the Democrats there? They tried mightily to label the assassin boy as a Republican. See that? Because there's no lie too big for them to tell. It's the old Joseph Goebbels thing. Make the lie so big that no one will dare to not believe it. And the Democrat Party lives by that Joseph Goebbels credo. Isn't it amazing? Our Democrat Party. Very, very sad. Yeah, now federal agencies are tracking security threats to Charlie Kirk funeral. Federal law enforcement agencies, a new assessment released on Thursday, said that they are tracking several threats of unknown credibility against people planning to attend Sunday's Charlie Kirk Memorial in Glendale, Arizona, where the big football stadium is. These people include the subjects, the targets of the threats coming from the Democrat Party, threats of violence, of assassination. ABC News says those people include President Donald Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and members of the Kirk family. Members of the Kirk family are being threatened because, you know, that's what the Democrats do. Violent extremists and unaffiliated lone offenders may view the memorial service or related events as attractive attack targets due to the attendance of these individuals, other senior U.S. government officials, state and local government officials, and political activists, and due to major international media attention, because even the Iranians are reporting on it. Now, who's more dangerous, Iran or the Democrat Party? I've been asking this question for some time now, haven't I? And ISIS, Al-Qaeda, who's more dangerous, ISIS or the Democrat Party? You really don't even have to toss a coin. You know who it is, hands down, looking at the last handful of years in the United States. So the memo issued by agencies, including plural, including the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, the Secret Service, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, which is not just a convenience store, but also a federal agency. The memo was distributed to law enforcement and government agencies and obtained by ABC News. ABC News obtained the memo. I wonder if it was from an anonymous source. I think it probably was. The report comes as DHS, Department of Homeland Security, earlier on Thursday designated the funeral as a Special Event Assessment Rating, and that becomes an acronym, SEAR, S-E-A-R, Special Event Assessment Rating. It was a backronym. First they came up with SEAR, then they attached the words to it. It's our government. It's a Special Event Assessment Rating Level 1 event, DHS official told ABC Fake News. They've got, ABC News, they got George Stephanopoulos in the morning, and he gets $30 million. He was never a journalist. He was in the Clinton White House, and then they immediately hired him and said, can you pretend to be a TV journalist? We'll pay you millions of dollars. And he said, well, okay, I can do that. And then they have The View. This is the Democrat Party propaganda apparatus just on ABC network. And then The View, where you have radical left-wing nutcases like Whoopi Goldberg, whose real name is Karen Johnson. Her real name is Karen Johnson. It's not Whoopi. It's not Goldberg. She's an anti-Semite, and there's nothing Whoopi about her. No one has, well, I don't want to get into making whoopee. We'll leave that alone. But isn't that amazing? And then they've got, let's see, the ABC Nightly World News Tonight, I think they call it. And we were just playing some of one of their reporters the other day coming up with incredible, gigantic, fatuous lies. Their ABC News reporter. What was his name? Gutman, Matt Gutman, making fun of. And then at night, you've got, good old Jimmy Kimmel. Although, I don't know about you, I looked at my TV last night, and I hit record for tonight because tonight ABC stations are going to be airing a tribute to Charlie Kirk, and they last night, you know what they had on, Michael? Did I show you what they had on last night? They had on Celebrity Family Feud. They had Family Feud, but it's not the normal Family Feud. It's Celebrity Family Feud. We turned it on. I didn't know any of the celebrities. I don't know what maybe the word celebrity means something different now. But they've got Family Feud on instead of Jimmy, and it'll probably get higher ratings. It was kind of fun. It was a little bit entertaining. The families were having a nice time. Maybe it was one family. I'm not sure. I only caught the last part. But the Democrat Party, they're really something. So now it's a SEER Level 1 event, special event rating assessment, because of the threats coming from the Democrat Party for a funeral. And, of course, the president, vice president, the Secretary of Department of Homeland Security, a lot of people are going to be there for Charlie Kirk's funeral. And the Democrats, they see it just as another event where, they can be themselves, I guess. You know how they are. So we've got that going for us. Kind of amazing times we're in, not in the best possible way, but there's a lot to get to thanks to the Democrats, and they're really upset about this Jimmy Kimmel thing. It's the end of democracy. It's the end of the First Amendment. It's got nothing to do with the First Amendment, by the way. They're stupid, they're corrupt, they lie all the time, and they're violent. Other than that, they make good neighbors and sons-in-law and all that good stuff. But here's the Democrats. Jimmy Kimmel's suspension by ABC Disney, right? Kimmel's suspension triggers congressional inquiry. And that's all on the Democrats because they're not very bright. And isn't that amazing? And the Advocate is, they're all over it. Representative Robert Garcia, left-wing radical extremist anti-American, is investigating why the comedian's popular, not so popular, late-night show was pulled after the FCC commissioner threatened ABC over host's speech. Not really what happened, and ABC doesn't care what the FCC says. They never have. They were sued recently and had to settle with President Trump for, what was it, $15 million? I think it was 15, maybe $16 million. It was a lot of millions of dollars because they lie about everything, and they're just a political front group for the Democrat Party. Also, did you see, since they're very upset about this, Jimmy Kimmel's suspension raises fear. They love fear, don't they? Of a new censorship era. When was the old censorship era? That's the Washington Post headline today. The old censorship era was the Biden administration, and then, of course, we had the Obama administration. There are all kinds of amazing stories to tell that are true. The Democrats don't tell stories that are true. The Democrats prefer to lie about pretty much everything. But I got to tell you, there was a nice tweet, I think, that came out. And who put this? Oh, it's a Breitbart. It's a Breitbart story, actually, and it's well put. No one banned Jimmy Kimmel from every social media app. No, nobody banned Jimmy Kimmel. It's the end of the First Amendment and our Constitution and our republic and democracy itself, according to the Democrats, who, if they're talking, they're lying at this point. And if they're ordering lunch, I think it's not what they want. But here it begins with the good people at Breitbart. No one banned Jimmy Kimmel from every social media app. That happened to Trump. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. That did happen to Trump. What about that with Twitter and when the Democrats and Obama and Biden were using the FBI and the Justice Department against the political enemies of the Democrat Party, which is everybody in their right mind, and they used the IRS against their political enemies. If you belong to a Tea Party group or a Patriot group, they use the IRS to target you, try to keep you on the sidelines in the lead up to Barack Obama's reelection as the, communist mentored Democrat. So no one banned Jimmy Kimmel from every social media app. That happened to Trump. They continue. No one conspired to put Jimmy Kimmel in jail. That happened to Trump. No one fired a bullet at Jimmy Kimmel. That happened to Trump and Charlie. What happened to Kimmel is that his corporate employer decided he was no longer a profitable figurehead for its product distributed over the public airwaves. That's it. And I got to say, pretty well put by the people at Breitbart. The Democrats are playing victim because there is no status more exalted in Democrat Party ranks than that of victim. Oh, speaking of which, you see Pete Buttigieg. He's a victim in many ways, a victim of chest feeding. That's kind of a disturbing image. I apologize. But Pete Buttigieg is out taking shots at Kamala because Kamala said, the Democrats, they wanted to pick Pete Buttigieg as her running mate, but you'll never guess why they didn't and what Buttigieg had to say in response to Kamala's whining.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show.
Oh man, Big Wireless is pulling one over on us. It's time to switch to Consumer Cellular. I did, and I'm getting the same fast, reliable, nationwide Big Wireless coverage without the big wireless cost. But it's not just about saving money on my bill. It's about not getting used by the big carriers. Do you even know how much data you use every month? Most people that are 50 and over use less than 8 gigs of data a month. But Big Wireless wants to shove you into an unlimited plan because they need you to cover the costs of younger people who use a lot more data than you do. So yeah, if you're not using all that data, you're being used. I had had enough of that. I went with Consumer Cellular. Consumer Cellular set me up with a phone and a plan, and it was incredibly easy to switch. You call and speak to an actual person, and it only takes about 20 minutes. Just give them a call and make the switch today. Call 1-800-760-0702. That's 1-800-760-0702.
Home title theft. It's on the rise, and it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date of birth and social security number. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and file that document. And then I can borrow against the house or sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house has been sold or till several loans or several banks are foreclosing on you.
For pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert. And that's bad news for home title thieves. So when's the last time you checked on the title to your home? Find out if you're already a victim with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value free with sign up. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com and sign up in minutes. That's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But what if you could get both? Why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge, but it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. And we know this from research of members. There's a lot they like about MediShare, but especially they love being part of something they believe in. And MediShare works, too. It has for more than 30 years. There are hundreds of thousands of members who love having telehealth if they need it. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or you're part of the gig economy or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
J.B. Short Carpet One is your locally owned Benjamin Moore paint retailer. Come in today and discover the quality and durability of Benjamin Moore paint in a variety of sheens and thousands of colors. At J.B. Short, you'll get one-on-one expert advice for contractors and homeowners alike. No matter how big or small the job is, trust Benjamin Moore paint and your local Benjamin Moore retailer, J.B. Short Carpet One. J.B. Short Carpet One, Highway 1 North between Southern Pines and Vass, or on the web at shortcarpet1.com.
This is the perfect time of year to bust out all your Echo tools and equipment from Beaver Equipment. Thanks to all the storms, my new Beaver Equipment chainsaw from Beaver Equipment has been getting a good workout. Beaver Equipment is the place to go for rough and rugged Echo equipment for real men. They offer 5-year warranties and are locally owned and operated. So, man, get out there and enjoy your Echo Power equipment from Beaver Equipment. Now at the new location, 2833 East Indiana Avenue, near the intersection of Highway 211 and East Indiana, near Coldcraft.
John Cole's Plumbing Professionals is dedicated to providing high-quality workmanship and exceptional customer service, and that includes 24-hour emergency service. You can trust John Cole's Plumbing Professionals to arrive promptly and work efficiently to resolve your plumbing problems 24 hours a day.
Hi, this is John Cole. If you've got a plumbing problem, don't call a plumber, call a professional at 910-639-4933.
John Cole's Plumbing Professionals. Oh my God!
Summer's over and your pool is about to look like a pumpkin spice swamp. Don't panic. Call the pros at Southern Tropics Pools and Spas. We make closing your pool easy, fast, and worry-free. Plus, we install safety covers to keep everything nice and protected. Thinking about that dream in-ground pool? Book your spot now. Spaces for 2026 are going faster than cannonballs off the diving board. Visit Southern Tropics Pools and Spas at 150 East Connecticut Avenue in Southern Pines or call 910-692-5200.
WEEB. We've got you by the ears.
All right, let us go to the telephones, Michael, before we get to our audio actualities for the day. And lots of crazy Democrat stories, Stephen Colbert, and what a bunch of schmucks they are. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Don, calling from the last train to Clarksville in Maryland. Don, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, Chris, nice to talk to you. Listen, I have a theory on this Kimmel thing. I had an epiphany, and I think that Kimmel saw what happened to Colbert because he was canceled of poor ratings and knows his ratings are even worse and figures he's next to be canceled because of poor ratings. So what does he do? He comes up with the most outrageous thing he can think of, that Kirk was killed by a MAGA guy. It's so outrageous that he knows he'll be canceled for saying that. And this way, instead of getting canceled for poor ratings, he gets canceled for what he said, and he goes out a martyr.
I like it. I like it. You know, I got to say, Don, it's impossible to be too cynical when it comes to the Democrats today. And I think you just proved that because, you know, it makes perfect sense. He saw, and you're right, he goes out there and he says these ridiculous things. He's got a room full of writers and producers that come up with this stuff and review it, and he presumably reviews it himself. And so this ought to do you in. And it's probably in his contract that they've got to pay him out anyway. And, you know, they pay him $15 or $16 million a year. He reportedly has a net worth of over $50 million. He's got a place in Italy and, home in Italy. And he said, well, that's it. I'm going to have to leave and go to Italy, like that's some kind of hardship duty or something. They're amazing people, but you're right. The show sucks. It gets no ratings. They have a hate cult in the audience. They clap assassinations and murders. They applaud. And now he gets to go. He's been working for long enough. He's earned enough money. And I like it. And there is no status, Don, more exalted among Democrats than that of victim. And now he becomes
he goes out.
A martyr and a victim.
Right. And it couldn't be better for him. Better for him.
And it couldn't be better for him. That's exactly right. If he's canceled just because his ratings are awful, then it's not like he goes down in history anyway, but then he's just out because his ratings were terrible. But this way, you're right, he's taken one for the left-wing team. He's, having fun with political assassinations, as the Democrats have done again and again over the years. They really like assassinations, don't they, Don?
No, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
You hear the music we're playing?
Yes, sir.
What is it? Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Last train to Taxville. Very good.
It's the last train to Clarksville. Isn't it great?
This is the Chris Plant Show.
When trying to add the perfect window treatment becomes overwhelming, contact the professionals at Comfort Made Blinds. With quality brands like Graber and their expert advice, measuring, installation, and their warranties, all you need to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy your new window treatments. To get your Graber products and others, schedule your free measurement by calling Comfort Made Blinds at 910-692-5500 or visit the showroom at 195 Pinehurst Avenue next to Main Street Glass in Southern Pines. Mention this ad and take 10% off your next purchase.
At Clark Chevrolet Cadillac in Pinehurst, our family-owned dealership has been proudly serving yours for 54 years. We're not just another dealership. We're your neighbors, dedicated to finding you the perfect vehicle at the perfect price, and we never charge a dock fee. It's truck month, and right now, finance the 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Crew Cab and get 2.9% financing for 72 months or get 0% financing for 36 months plus an additional $1,000 in bonus cash. Hurry, schedule your test drive today because this offer ends September 30th. Find Clark Chevrolet Cadillac nestled in the heart of Pinehurst at 35 Dundee Road in Pinehurst or visit clarkchevroletcadillac.com. Together, let's drive. Price plus tax and tag, not available with lease and some other offers. Must finance with GM Financial, not all will qualify. See dealer for complete details.
Hello, Patriots. Each year from September 17th through the 23rd, Americans recognize Constitution Week. Our Constitution is the oldest and shortest of all written constitutions in the world, and the Daughters of the American Revolution Constitution Hall is the only structure in our country dedicated to its memory. The inscription on the building cornerstone reads, Constitution Hall, a memorial to that immortal document, the Constitution of the United States, in which are incorporated the principles of freedom, equality, justice, for which our forefathers strove. On behalf of the Temperance Smith Alston chapter of the DAR in Pinehurst, North Carolina, and in recognition of Constitution Week, let us reflect on those immortal words. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. May God bless America. Romans 10:17 tells us, So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. Join the Calvary Memorial Church service right here on WEEB at 11 a.m. every Sunday morning and hear the Word of God preached.
If you're like most folks, you love your home. You love your neighborhood and those that live around you. But when you go inside your home, you see that it is in need of a massive updating, especially those bathrooms, kitchen, and great room. You know that these areas need upgrading, but you also know what a task it is to do it yourself. Hi, I'm Steve Leader Adams, and I've built over 2,000 homes, and I and my partner Larry Postawait have over 70 years of construction experience and have our own remodeling business called Relive It Remodeling. We also pride ourselves on making remodeling jobs an easy and enjoyable process for our clients. We look after everything from permits to the last paint stroke. We also show up when we promise and stay until completion. And we also recycle any materials through the Wounded Warrior program. And here's one more promise. Nobody, and I mean nobody, does better quality work than we do. For your next renovation job, give me a call right here at WEEB at 692-7440 or check us out on the web at reliveitremodeling.com. If you have a computer with 5 to 7 years of age on it, it's probably in need of a tune-up. Over the years, your computer picks up files and toolbars that you don't need, and eventually it reduces your computer performance a great deal. Just bring your PC or Mac to WEEB Computer Repair here at the WEEB Studios on Midland Road. No problem is too big or too small for our super geek, and our prices are much lower than the box stores. WEEB Computer Repair, 690-9000. 9723, the home of the Super Geek.
Let More Buildings and Carports build your two-car garage with concrete slab for just $13,900. Right now, take $800 off. Offer in soon. Call 910-684-7200. More Buildings and Carports on US 1 South in Bass.
Good Friday morning. We start your day with mostly clear skies and temperatures in the mid-60s. This afternoon, we'll see plenty of sunshine, and highs will reach to around 90 degrees, so it'll be even warmer than yesterday. Mostly clear overnight with temperatures in the mid-60s by Saturday morning. With high pressure still in place, it'll be mostly sunny for your Saturday. Highs in the mid to upper 80s. A weak backdoor cold front will bring slightly cooler temperatures by Sunday in the low to mid-80s with more sunshine. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Communist authoritarian propaganda. ABC Network, they're fine with it. George Stephanopoulos in the morning, The View later in the morning. ABC World News with Matt Gutman in the evening, and then Jimmy Kimmel. Demented, mentally ill propagandists. Now, who at that point did not know that the guy with his thinks he's a transgender boyfriend, and they're like, oh, his father is a Republican. So the Democrats said, we'll blame the Republican Party. Now, what really happened? And I just read the, because it's fun and it's true, from the Breitbart people. No one barred Jimmy Kimmel from every major social media platform, but that did happen to Donald Trump. No one conspired to put Jimmy Kimmel in jail, but that happened to Donald Trump. Who's authoritarian? No one fired a bullet at Jimmy Kimmel that ripped through his ear, but that did happen to Donald Trump. Isn't that amazing? And again, the people at Breitbart point out that what happened with Kimmel is that his corporate employer decided that he was not profitable enough as a figurehead for their product because the public doesn't like him. Now, yesterday, the good people at the New York Post, because they pay attention, remember they reported the truth about Hunter Biden's laptop while the Washington Post, the New York Times, and ABC News and late night TV were all doing Democrat Party propaganda about Hunter Biden's laptop, and the intelligence community, penitentiary face Brennan and the corrupt government bureaucrats in the intelligence community, as it's called, although they don't live in the same neighborhood. But they lied. They lied about it. They say, oh, this has all the earmarks of Russian disinformation. It was John Brennan spreading the Russian-style disinformation as the Communist Party voter that John Brennan famously was and is, as far as we know. But here's the good people at the New York Post yesterday. Jimmy Kimmel's ratings were plummeting before ABC suspended him for Charlie Kirk comments. And the story reads, Jimmy Kimmel's late-night show was bleeding viewers before Disney-owned ABC pulled the plug and suspended him for his comments on Charlie Kirk's assassination. Nielsen data, the Nielsen ratings people, Nielsen data showed sharp summer declines and a year-long slide that leaves him trailing late-night rivals such as Fox News' Greg Gutfeld and even CBS's Stephen Colbert, who they've also fired, but they're going to let him finish out his contract and collect millions and millions of dollars. According to monthly Nielsen figures, Jimmy Kimmel Live dropped to just 1.1 million total viewers in August of 2025. That's down 43% from January, when he had 1.95 million viewers. His August household rating was 0.35, marked the weakest showing of the year. That's for the month of August. Now, in the coveted 18 to 49 demographic that the Nielsen people love so much, his ratings cratered. Jimmy Kimmel's show averaged 129,000 viewers in the coveted demographic. 129,000. This is a nationwide show, goes into pretty much every household, every broadcast. You get it with your antenna. You get it on every cable station, every cable system. And he had 129,000 viewers. This is, late night TV. This is late night TV. It's supposed to be big audience. But it's not, because he's not funny, and he's a weasel and a political hack. And now, don't worry about him. He's, according to all accounts online, he's worth $50 million, and they've been paying him $15 or $16 million a year to do a bad job in his show and to get 129,000 viewers. But in August, again, in the 18 to 49 demographic, the only thing they care about, 129,000 viewers in the month of August. That's down from 212,000 in January, less than half of their peak in June of 284,000. So he's successfully cut the audience in half, the audience that they care about, and it's down to 129,000. CNN in the middle of the night probably gets that many viewers. Well, maybe not. With his ABC contract set to expire next year, the slump raises questions about whether Jimmy Kimmel Live can regain momentum against Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, and cable TV insurgents, again, like Greg Gutfeld and like Newsmax and like so many other places. Jimmy Kimmel's deal with ABC runs through May of 2026 under a 3-year extension signed in September of 2022. And industry reports put his salary at $15 million to $16 million a year, with some outlets noting that bonuses can push his annual earnings above $20 million. So don't feel bad for him. It's not a hard job or anything. It's quite easy. Anybody could do it. There are cab drivers that would draw a bigger audience than Jimmy Kimmel's been drawing. Honestly, random, just pick him out of a lineup outside a hotel, cab drivers. Despite ABC's indefinite suspension of the show, the network has not announced any change to its contractual pay. So don't feel bad for him. Don't cry for him, Argentina. The New York Post has sought comment from Kimmel and ABC, but they're the New York Post, so neither Kimmel nor ABC will respond because they're not bootlick media, which is what the Democrats are comfortable with and what they expect, naturally. Now, by comparison, CBS's Late Show with Stephen Colbert, also terrible, held the top broadcast spot with 2.57 million viewers and 281,000 in the demo. The coveted demographic, as they like to call it, despite also losing ground year over year. These guys are left-wing political hacks. What did Stephen Colbert say last night on his television show, where they've also fired him, but they let him stay and collect his paycheck until he's done?
Yesterday, after threats from Trump's FCC chair, ABC yanked Kimmel off the air indefinitely. That is blatant censorship, and it always starts small. Remember like in week 1 of his presidency, Gulf of America. Call it Gulf of America. Sure, seems harmless, but with an autocrat, you cannot give an inch.
But with an autocrat, Stephen Colbert, who's mentally ill, says you cannot give an inch, and this is what CBS puts on in late night. That was last night, and heard the violence slapping his hand, and you can't because Gulf of America, and shoot everybody because Gulf of America. We surround a lot more of the Gulf than Mexico ever did, but never mind that. They're not on our side. They're anti-us. They're anti-American. Also, does anybody remember, and I think most people don't, and that's perfectly reasonable, is that Rosie O'Donnell. Remember Rosie O'Donnell? She moved, sadly, to Ireland, which is terrible. And Rosie O'Donnell, she got at it yesterday on the social media, thanks to the patriarchy. And she's ranting about how her show was canceled because Barack Obama. No, I'm sorry. I apologize. You're right. That's Roseanne Barr. And I just started rising. It's Roseanne Barr. Too many idiot lefties. I was thinking about big, fat, loud lesbian Rosie. That's what I was thinking about. But you're right. It's Roseanne Barr. I apologize. Not Rosie. And she was yelling yesterday that it was Barack and Michelle Obama that got her fired from her ABC primetime network show in 2018. Roseanne Barr posted what the Democrats said was a racist tweet about Valerie Jarrett, who was senior advisor to President Barack Obama. And it says right here, which led to the cancellation of her hit TV show. Oh, wow, isn't that amazing? Roseanne Barr's comments and subsequent attempts to explain them drew widespread condemnation. You'll never guess from who. And then what happened? Barack Obama was president of the United States, and Big Mike is his alleged wife. I guess Barack Obama's still insisting that he's straight. Is that going on? Hard to say. But the Los Angeles Times tried to do a story on it, but their heart wasn't in it. ABC's decision to pull Jimmy Kimmel's show has echoes and contrasts of Roseanne Barr firing. The hugely popular star of ABC's lineup was known as an outspoken critic of the President of the United States. But when one comment sparked an outrage, Democrats, they started burning police cars and stuff, the network moved swiftly to yank the entertainer off the air. It was May of 2018, and the star was Roseanne Barr. Hollywood reacted with shock when ABC abruptly pulled the plug on Roseanne, the top-rated reboot of the sitcom about the Connor family and their struggles with harsh economic difficulties. They didn't like that either because they like to lie that when Democrats are in the White House, everything's good. Roseanne Barr's reunion with her television family was an instant hit, becoming the most successful TV series on the network in years. The cancellation came just hours after Roseanne Barr posted a response to a tweet about a WikiLeaks report claiming that the CIA spied on French presidential candidates during the Obama administration. The comedian made a reference to Valerie Jarrett, former top aide to former President Barack Obama, as the offspring of the Muslim Brotherhood and the Planet of the Apes. Right, and she said, so that's what, she's a Democrat, though, she can say that, because Democrats are okay. They're fine. And a reference to the Planet of the Apes film franchise, and said she's a member of Valerie Jarrett of the Muslim Brotherhood. Although Barr, they say, a vocal supporter of Donald Trump in his first presidential term, had long been a fiery presence on social media, the racism of the Barb was undeniable. Executives at the Walt Disney Company, they owned the broadcast, the network it was on, of course, said the post crossed the line, rejecting Roseanne Barr's apology and pleas for forgiveness. Now, what is the Los Angeles Times leaving out? Los Angeles Times is leaving out that Barack Obama made the call to Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney at the time, and said, this cannot stand. And then because Barack Obama called, now that's actual government interference, and there is, in reality, no reason to believe that Donald Trump said a word to anybody at ABC about Jimmy Kimmel. And they say, the head of the FCC, we played the soundbite yesterday of the head of the FCC, who was doing an interview and mentioned something, but that didn't lead ABC to do it. You take a look at the ratings. Now, the LA Times does get to it eventually, buried very deep down in the story. Cancellation came hours after Barr posted a response to the tweet, WikiLeaks, right, during the Obama and President Obama, and they got, but that's just good, because he's, he's the first black president, all that. Barr on Thursday jumped into the fray yesterday of the pulling of Jimmy Kimmel's show, firing off a response to Obama after Obama posted something about free speech, which, he crushed all over the place when he was president, but never mind that. Firing off a response to Barack Obama's ex-post and saying that the Trump administration was taking cancel culture to a new and dangerous level, Barack Obama said on Twitter, which is X. We should call it Twitter X. Twitter, like Joe Biden and Latinx at that. And what's her name? Roseanne, not Rosie O'Donnell, but Roseanne Barr tweeted yesterday, remember, to Barack Obama, remember when you and your wife called Bob Iger to have me fired? And there you go. Womp, womp, womp. Yeah. So she's got out there, she blames Obama for calling Bob Iger to have her taken off the air because she insulted Valerie Jarrett on social media, which is, I think, what social media was created for, isn't it? And the Los Angeles Times then denies it for Obama. The Obamas don't even have to deny it. The Los Angeles Times did it for him. Isn't that amazing? Does that have anything to do with ratings? Might have to do with ratings. I'm just saying. All right, let's go back to the telephones, Michael. Let's go to Sid, calling from Los Angeles, California. El Sid, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Good morning, Chris.
Hey, Sid.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very